Dragon Ball GT takes place after the events of Dragon Ball Z. 5 years after Goku and Oob departed from the 28th World Martial Arts Tournament for training, they engage in an intense battle within the depths of the Lookout. Their power causes the Lookout to crack and crumble, triggering concern from Dende and Mr. Popo. At the same time, an old Emperor Pilaf, Mai, and Shu arrive at the Lookout, aiming to utilize the Dragon Balls to achieve world domination. They're interrupted by explosions from Goku and Oob though, and when the two finish their battle, they both pass out from exhaustion. Meanwhile, undetected, the Pilaf gang uncovers dusty-looking orbs known as the Black Star Dragon Balls. Pilaf explains that these balls were made before Kami separated himself from Piccolo, are different from the regular Dragon Balls, and are much more powerful. At the same time, with Goku and Oob having healed their injuries, Oob thanks Goku for all the years he's dedicated to training him and heads back home to his family. Goku decides to get himself a meal before heading home himself, telling Dende and Mr. Popo that he hasn't seen Chi-Chi in years, so she'll probably be mad at him. Just then, Pilaf summons Shenron, only to discover he's different than the regular, as he's larger, red, and ultimate. Before Pilaf can make his wish for world domination, Goku encounters his gang while investigating the disturbance. During a brief confrontation and recognizing Goku's familiar appearance, Pilaf, in a fit of anger, accidentally wishes for Goku to be reverted back to a child, unaware that Ultimate Shenron is listening. Shenron grants Pilaf's wish, turning Goku back into his 12-year-old self. Ultimate Shenron then leaves, and the Black Star Dragon Balls scatter. Dende contacts King Kai telepathically, and he tells Goku that the only way for him to return to normal is to have another wish granted on the Black Star Dragon Balls. Goku asserts he'll be able to get them back in no time, but Mr. Popo explains that when the Black Star Dragon Balls scatter, they travel across the entire galaxy. Unfazed, Goku accepts remaining a child until he grows up again and leaves, much to the obvious dismay of Dende and Mr. Popo. Back on Earth's surface, Goku attempts to eat another meal, but is disturbed by an ongoing hostage situation. Nearby, Gohan's daughter Pan is out on a date with one of her classmates when she stumbles across the situation. The criminals continue to cause havoc, and an annoyed Pan intervenes. Shortly afterward, Goku arrives and attempts to take them on himself, causing Pan to pull him aside and tell him not to get involved, not realizing she's talking to her grandfather. Pan easily takes out both criminals with her strength, and her date runs off scared. Suddenly, Master Roshi arrives and greets Pan, Goku recognizing her name. It's not long before Roshi happily recognizes Goku and questions why he's so small. Goku tells Master Roshi that Emperor Pilaf summoned Shenron and accidentally made a wish to turn him back into a kid again. Pan is upset and horrified after discovering that this little boy is actually her grandfather, and Goku, impressed with Pan's fighting ability, appreciates her stopping the criminals and foiling the robbery. Later, Goku returns home, where Chi-Chi bursts into tears upon seeing her husband as a child again. Goku explains to his family what's happened, and Gohan tells his dad that it might be easier for him to just naturally grow back into an adult again. Chi-Chi isn't a fan of this idea, but her outburst is interrupted when King Kai speaks to everyone telepathically. With urgency, he shares the news that, with a wish now made on the Black Star Dragon Balls, the Earth is now in danger of exploding unless all of them are found and returned to the planet within 1 year. He goes on to say that the negative energy left behind from the balls caused this, surprising everyone. This grim news leaves Goku and his family uncertain on what they'll do next. Later, everyone discusses who will head into space to gather the Dragon Balls. Goku initially reluctant to do so due to his tiny size. Of course, he'll be one of the first passengers though, followed by Gohan, who volunteers to help with the search. Pan volunteers to go as well, but everyone dismisses this idea given the danger they could run into. Later at Capsule Corps, Bulma, Videl, and Gohan work on the spaceship, Pan bothering her parents in an attempt to lend a hand. Annoyed as everyone is treating her like a child, Pan leaves Capsule Corps to blow off some steam. The next day, Trunks, now the president of Capsule Corps, sneaks out of headquarters, confronted by Vegeta, who's sporting a new hairstyle and mustache. It's soon revealed that Vegeta has chosen Trunks and Goten to accompany Goku in space instead, believing that the boys have become complacent since Majin Buu's defeat. Back at Capsule Corps, Videl questions Gohan on if he's seen Pan anywhere, both parents realizing that she's nowhere to be found. As Goku, Trunks, and Goten are about to get into the spaceship for departure, Goten is distracted by a phone call from his girlfriend. Goku and Trunks enter the spaceship and discover that Pan has stowed away on board, the little girl activating the engine and initiating liftoff. The spaceship blasts off, leaving Goten behind, though he's relieved as he didn't want to go anyway. As the spaceship leaves Earth, a small circuit falls off and lands at Bulma's feet. prompting her to worry about which part of the ship it belonged to. In space, Trunks attempts to take the ship's override key away from Pan so he could take her home. Pan, however, hides it in her shirt, giving him and Goku no choice but to keep her with them. Tragedy strikes as one of the ship's pieces break off and fall into space, forcing the group to crash land on a planet called a mecha. Surprisingly, the planet doesn't appear to be hostile at first, and the group is charmed by its festive atmosphere. However, they soon realize that the citizens are greedy swindlers, and they quickly become overwhelmed. Goku and the others check into a fancy-looking hotel, only to realize they're being charged for every second they spend in the room. They escape without paying and wander like fugitives at night, found by an Namekian couple who offer them a place to stay. They explain that Namekia's leader, Don Ki, is a greedy tyrant who enforces unfair prices and confiscates residents' belongings. Notably, he uses his pusher bots to seize homes from those in debt, a situation witnessed by Goku and the others. Goku offers to fight Don Ki to help, but the Namekian couple advise against it, warning that Don Ki is too powerful and any physical resistance could get them all killed. For now, Goku, Trunks, and Pan decide to comply and spend the night in their spaceship. The following day, Pan urges Trunks to scan the area for a Dragon Ball, the group encountering a small robot named Giru that consumes their Dragon Radar. To make matters worse, their spaceship is confiscated by the Namekian army, leaving them stranded. Goku, Pan, and Trunks embark on a daring mission to reclaim their ship, without which they could be stranded on the planet forever. Goku offers to use instant transmission to follow the Namekian army, and Pan drags Giru along with them for eating their Dragon Radar. Goku attempts to use instant transmission to reach their ship, but both tries fail due to his smaller body. He's no longer accustomed to the technique and currently lacks the abilities he had as an adult, much to the dismay of the group. Instead, they decide to fly to Don Ki's castle, where their ship is located. The three cautiously sneak closer to the ship come nightfall, avoiding a confrontation that could worsen their situation. Trunks mentions they may need to fight if necessary, and Pan attempts to board the ship stealthily. She's mistakenly hit by a soda can thrown by a soldier though, causing her to cry. Trunks quickly covers her mouth to prevent the soldiers from hearing, but a rock falls on his head, drawing the soldiers' attention. Goku and the others spring into action, knocking them out one by one. Pan then takes control of the cargo and recklessly rides away with Goku and Trunks. During their escape, they run into two of Don Ki's loyal soldiers, Gale and Sheila, though Goku uses a Kamehameha to counteract their attempt to stop them. His blast nearly hits Don Ki's palace, but it's swatted away by one of his more capable soldiers, Legic, the stranger noting that the three escaping with the ship are Saiyans. Don Ki is furious that they've reclaimed the ship and still owe him a significant debt, the tyrant telling his soldiers that he wants all of them captured immediately. By morning, Trunks suggests they go to town for extra parts due to the additional damage caused by Pan's reckless driving. When they arrive in town, everyone flees, and the group discover, to their dismay, that they're now among Planet Namekia's most wanted, forcing them to evade the police. The trio continue to flee across Namekia while being pursued by the authorities under Don Ki's orders. Eventually, they encounter an elderly Namekian couple who are initially frightened, but after realizing the trio isn't as dangerous as they were made out to be, offer them food and shelter for the time being. Goku, Trunks, and Pan are deeply moved by the injustices the Namekians endure under the oppressive rule of Don Ki. Determined to confront the tyrant, they decide to surrender to the police on purpose, allowing them to head directly to the royal palace for a showdown. At first, it appears to be an easy victory as the trio swiftly defeat Don Ki's forces. However, Pan charges in recklessly and falls into one of Don Ki's traps. Goku and Trunks try to rescue her but fail, giving Don Ki the chance to blast them all away. Luckily for the trio, they prove resilient against gunfire, which leads Legic to step out from the shadows, ready to intervene. Trunks charges at Legic, only to be effortlessly defeated with a single blow. Goku instructs Trunks to take care of the incapacitated Pan while he faces Legic himself. Goku and Legic engage in a fierce battle, with Legic gaining the upper hand. With no other option, Goku transforms into his Super Saiyan form to defeat the latter. He rushes in and quickly overpowers Legic, the warrior responding with a powerful ki attack. Goku returns the favor with a Kamehameha, easily countering Legic's blast and sending it back to him. With the battle over, Goku spares Legic and suggests that he continue training to become stronger, just as he plans to do himself. Impressed, Legic remarks that Goku is an unusual child. Goku responds by revealing he really isn't a child, which confuses Legic. He then decides to leave Don Ki's forces, telling Goku that next time, he'll be the one to win their battle. The two say their goodbyes, leaving Don Key with the Saiyans. Pan demands that he provide free housing for the Namekians from now on, warning that if he doesn't, he'll have to answer to Goku. Don Key complies, and peace is restored on Nameca. The trio of Saiyans, along with Giru, now functioning as their Dragon Radar, set off to continue their quest for the Black Star Dragon Balls. Time passes and the trio arrive on planet Mamasu, a strange place resembling Earth, but where everything is 100 times larger. While exploring, Pan finds a new outfit that makes her look like a bee, running into trouble as she's kidnapped by a group of them. Goku and Trunks discover a giant apple tree, the latter attempting to locate a Black Star Dragon Ball with Giru. Together they find the 4-star ball, but their luck quickly changes when a massive apple falls on top of it. Before they can lift the apple to retrieve the Dragon Ball, a giant hawk swoops down, grabs the apple with the Dragon Ball still inside, and gives it to a giant. Moments later, Pan's scream is heard in the distance. Trunks tells Goku they need to help her, and he quickly flies off. Pan, meanwhile, has somehow ended up in a hive where the bees mistake her for their queen. When she tries to leave, a swarm of bees chase her. She soon encounters Goku and Trunks, who have just saved the real queen bee from a hungry spider on their way to Pan, and they all fly away together. Later, a hungry Goku smells a delicious fish being cooked in the distance and heads toward it, where the group find the giant and see the Dragon Ball stuck in the apple. When the giant eats the apple, the Dragon Ball gets lodged in his tooth, causing him great pain. Goku enters the giant's mouth and uses a Kamehameha to knock out the tooth, recovering the group's first Black Star Dragon Ball. The trio then head off into space to continue their search for the next one. They arrive on a peaceful planet called Jelbo, but immediately notice that the villagers are eerily quiet. As they begin to investigate, they learn from the villagers that a giant monster named Zunama has been terrorizing them with his extraordinary ability to cause earthquakes by simply shaking his massive whiskers. To make matters worse, Zunama is demanding a bride, showing up to threaten the villagers' survival if they don't comply. None of the women in the village are willing to become his bride, leaving the village chief's daughter, Lane, who has a Black Star Dragon Ball embedded in her hair, to do it instead. This excites Zunama, who leaves but vows to return the next day to take her to his home. Overwhelmed by what she's agreed to, Lane faints in despair. Later that evening, Goku, Trunks, and Pan offer to help the villagers deal with Zunama in exchange for the Dragon Ball, and everyone agrees, including Lane's real fiancé, Doma. Pan comes up with a plan to trick Zunama with a fake bride and cut off his whiskers, initially suggesting Goku to do it because he's the strongest, but then realizes he's too short. This leaves Trunks to pose as Zunama's bride, much to his dismay. He, however, agrees to go along with the plan in order to save the Earth. The next morning, Trunks, dressed in a wedding gown with a wig and makeup, is confronted by Zunama and told to take off his veil, much to the surprise of everyone who worries about having their cover blown. Convincing a clueless Zunama to wait until they're alone, Trunks leaves with him according to plan. The two arrive in Zunama's volcanic lair, with Goku, Pan, and Doma following close behind. In an attempt to gauge his surroundings, Trunks' wig falls off, but Zunama remains interested, mistaking him for a short-haired girl. Trunks manages to drug Zunama with spiked food at the wedding banquet the beast has prepared for them. When Zunama passes out, Doma and the others arrive and seize the opportunity to cut off one of his whiskers. However, when Zunama wakes up, he threatens to cause an earthquake, only for the group to realize he can't actually cause earthquakes, but can only predict them. Suddenly, a real explosion occurs, causing the volcano beneath the group to erupt. Goku uses a Kamehameha wave to propel everyone out of the tunnel, and another to destroy the volcano and stop the eruption. In gratitude, the Jelboians give the group the 6-star Black Dragon Ball, Zunama joining their village and becoming a friend. Things take a weird turn though as a mysterious stranger disguised as a villager grabs the Dragon Ball, reveals himself as a different species, and escapes with it in his spaceship. Goku, Trunks, and Pan set off in pursuit of the thief, revealed to be one of the Para brothers. In an attempt to escape, the brothers lure them to a rocky planet with a maze of caves at its center, intending for them to be devoured by the planet's giant worms. The brothers manage to give the trio the slip, leaving Goku, Trunks, and Pan lost in the labyrinth and head back to planet Lude. Upon their arrival, they present the Dragon Ball to Cardinal Muchi Muchi, the servant of Lord Lude. However, instead of a reward, the Cardinal was furious with them, knowing that those from whom they stole the Dragon Ball have another one aboard their ship. He demands that they retrieve it at once or face being turned into dolls, similar to another poor soul who was transformed moments ago. The Para brothers return to Bihei, the planet where they had left Goku and the others. When they find them, the trio are under attack by 4 giant worm monsters. Taking advantage advantage of the chaos, the Para brothers sneak onto their ship to steal the other Dragon Ball. As the trio desperately search for the other Black Star Dragon Ball, they're unable to locate it. Realizing their situation, they end up rooting for the Earth trio, realizing that if they die, they'll be turned into dolls. Goku soon gains the upper hand against the worms, and after offering some advice to Trunks and Pan, they manage to defeat the rest of the creatures. At this point, the Para brothers reveal themselves and perform their Para Para Boogie, putting the trio into an inescapable dancing trance. One of the brothers, Bon Para, takes the opportunity to deal blows to Goku, Trunks, and even Pan. Unbeknownst to the Para brothers or the heroes though, the defeated worms regain consciousness and cause a distraction by shutting off the music. The heroes seize this chance and knock out all the Para brothers with a single punch, much to their relief. However, after searching the Para brothers' spaceship, Trunks and Pan can't find their stolen Black Star Dragon Ball. When Trunks leaves the ship, Giru accidentally launches it to planet Lude with Pan still on board, leaving Goku and Trunks stranded on Bihei with their own spaceship. While Pan and Giru argue amongst themselves, the Para brothers inform Goku and Trunks where their ship is gone, and the two quickly follow. Pan and Giru land on planet Lude and use the Dragon Radar to locate the 6-star Black Star Dragon Ball. Pan sneaks into the castle she found, but a frightened Giru stays behind. Recklessly, Pan enters the shrine of Lord Lude and gets caught while trying to retrieve the Dragon Ball. Meanwhile, Giru comes across Trunks, Goku, and the Para brothers when they land, informing them of Pan's whereabouts. She battles her way to the main chamber in the castle and retrieves the Dragon Ball, but Cardinal Muchi Muchi stops her and turns her into a doll. As he prepares to throw Pan into a giant cauldron, Trunks and Goku arrive. Enraged, the Cardinal turns the Para brothers into dolls and tosses them aside. He then attacks Goku and Trunks and unleashes a giant robotic lion on them, but Goku quickly defeats it by dropping a boulder on its head. Meanwhile, the doll version of Pan is found by Giru, but he's kicked away and Pan is stolen by a mysterious figure. Simultaneously, the lion's explosion destroys Cardinal Muchi Muchi, but his whip reveals his true form, a tentacle threat named Muchi. Muchi reveals himself to be a formidable opponent, causing trouble for both Goku and Trunks. He manages to separate the two and focuses his attacks on Goku, who with no other choice, transforms into a Super Saiyan. Observing the battle between Muchi and Goku, the mysterious man named Daltaki reveals that Muchi is now outmatched. He decides to awaken Lord Lude, but notices he lacks the necessary energy, so he decides to appear before the Lude cult, persuading them to sacrifice themselves by becoming dolls. Too late, the cult realizes that Lude isn't the savior they believed him to be, and Daltaki transforms everyone all at once. He then uses their energy to fuel the awakening of Lude, deciding to use his downtime to creepily play with Pan's doll form. Meanwhile, Goku continues his battle with Muchi, but starts to lose ground when the villain ensnares him and begins draining his energy. As Goku reverts back to his normal state and seems to be in danger, Trunks suddenly reappears and blasts Muchi with a single energy attack, killing him instantly. The focus then shifts back to Daltaki, where we witness a bizarre scene. The villain attempting to remove Doll Pan's clothes, but is interrupted by Lude's energy alarm. Goku and Trunks return to the castle to search for Pan, but instead find the missing Dragon Ball. Daltaki then appears with Pan and summons Lord Lude, Goku and Trunks preparing for the next fight. The two face the awakened Lude, impressed by its immense power. As Daltaki makes his escape, Lude prevents the fighters from rescuing Pan. Goku tries to provoke the machine, and when he fires a Kamehameha, Lude barely reacts. The machine soon overpowers both Goku and Trunks, stepping on them. Meanwhile, Daltaki is busy playing dress-up with his new favorite doll Pan, when he's suddenly summoned by an unknown figure to another room. He enters a secret chamber where he communicates with a Dr. Mew via a giant screen, the mastermind behind the entire operation. Back in the fight, Goku and Trunks transform into Super Saiyans to push Lude off of them. Goku observes that while Lude has incredible power, it doesn't know how to use it effectively. Observing the fight, Dr. Mew reprimands Daltaki for awakening Lude before it reached its full power, pointing out that the machine is proving to be useless. Even after reverting to their normal forms, Goku and Trunks manage to overwhelm Lude with coordinated attacks. Sensing Pan's incredible latent power while in doll form, Dr. Mew orders Daltaki to have Lude absorb her so the machine can can reach its full potential. Daltaki, however, refuses to part with Pan. In response, Dr. Mew turns Daltaki into a doll himself and feeds both him and Pan to Lud. This sacrifice powers Lud to its full potential, making it a far more formidable foe than Goku and Trunks alone can handle. Lud, now at level 3, demonstrates its power by firing a single I-beam out of the planet's castle, triggering a colossal explosion that leaves Goku and Trunks in awe. As the two struggle against the powerful machine, Pan, now infused in Lud, takes out her frustrations on Daltaki for the harassment she suffered while being a doll. The two are surrounded by the hundreds turned into dolls as well, angry with Daltaki, who hints there's a way to escape from Lud's clutches. With Pan's assistance, the Power Brothers pressure him into revealing the secret. Lud's core is built around a single red cell, and destroying this cell would put an end to the machine mutant. Meanwhile, Goku is still losing ground against Lud. To assist her grandfather, Pan fires a ki blast at the red cell, prompting Lud to release Goku from its grasp. Daltaki explains that Lud must be attacked simultaneously from both inside and outside to be defeated, Pan attempting to relay the message to Goku and Trunks. Unsuccessful, the Power Brothers offer to use telepathy to reach the Saiyans, singing to help coordinate the attack. Goku and Trunks realize that only a perfectly timed strike to Lud's core will bring him down, and with some effort, Goku and Pan manage to synchronize their attacks. After chanting Pepper Pot, Pickle Pot, Purple Pot, Lud's cell is hit in sync, finally destroying him. This victory turns everyone back to normal, including Daltaki, who hurriedly escapes on his own spaceship. With the planet saved and 2 Black Star Dragon Balls now in their possession, the Saiyans move on to their next adventure. While en route to their next destination, Trunks suggests returning to Earth to replace Pan with Goten, which upsets Pan as she feels she's being seen as unhelpful. It's not long before Giru detects a Black Star Dragon Ball on the desert planet Rudees. Upon landing, the group are quickly overwhelmed by the intense desert heat, and soon after, a giant centipede attacks them, damaging their ship and causing their water supply to spill out. As Trunks repairs the ship, Pan tries to assist, but he tells her to play inside instead. Frustrated and feeling underestimated, Pan storms off into the desert, determined to find the Dragon Ball and prove her worth. Worried of Pan's safety, Giru later goes after her. After some time, Pan becomes dehydrated and suffers from heat exhaustion, only to be watched by another centipede. Meanwhile, Daltaki returns to planet M2 to report to Dr. Mew, but is instead met by a man named General Rildo, who kills him for his failure. Dr. Mew tasks Rildo with stealing the Dragon Balls from Goku and Trunks, noting they should also be brought to him alive as they possess power that he could use for his research. Back on Rudees, Giru arrives just in time to fend off the centipede and save Pan. When she gains consciousness, she learns that Giru has also found the 5-star Dragon Ball in discovered water. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Pan thanks Giru and apologizes for treating him poorly. When Goku and Trunks arrive, the trio find a nearby oasis and use its water to refill the repaired cooling tanks. Reconsidering his earlier idea, Trunks apologizes to Pan for suggesting her replacement and acknowledges that she's a valuable member of the team. With Goku and his team having strengthened their relationship, the trio depart to search for the next Black Star Dragon Ball. During their space journey, Giru continuously beats Pan at a video game. Shortly after, they pass the planet M2, which happens to be Giru's home planet. The next morning, Giru and Pan try to persuade Trunks to land there since Giru hasn't visited in years. However, with Dr. Mew after the Dragon Balls, he says they should keep moving. The two convince Trunks to land for just a day, and the group take off for the planet. Meanwhile, on M2's surface, General Rildo monitors the Grand Tour spaceship's trajectory. Seeing it approaching their planet, he praises Giru for luring their enemies and the 3 Black Star Dragon Balls right to them. The spaceship lands in a forest, and Goku, Trunks, and Pan venture into a seemingly deserted city. Suddenly, thousands of Giru-like robots appear, all acknowledging Giru and saying he deserves praise. Giru strangely takes off alone and contacts General Rildo, who commends him for his strategy of infiltrating the trio, gaining their trust, and leading them to M2. Giru then returns to Goku, Trunks, and Pan, Trunks noting before this that the robot's been acting strange ever since they landed on the planet. The group soon grow hungry and start searching for food. Trouble finds them though when they're confronted confronted by a powerful group of robots called the Sigma Force. Giru joins the robots on their platform, the group revealing to Goku and the others that their friend has really been working for them the entire time. The trio attack in disbelief, prompting one of the robots to disintegrate and reform around Goku and Trunks, incapacitating them with sleeping gas. As Pan laments Giru's betrayal, the robots, including Giru, fly away with an unconscious Goku and Trunks to General Rildo. Now, a heartbroken Pan must find a way to rescue her friends and retrieve the stolen Dragon Balls. With Goku and Trunks captured, Pan decides to infiltrate the machine base. She sneaks in undetected for a while, but soon finds herself surrounded by robots. To avoid getting caught, Pan disguises herself as one of them. Meanwhile, Goku and Trunks are asleep in capsule chambers, being scanned by the robots to assess their strength. One of them noticed something surprising about Goku in particular, reporting to General Rildo and recognizing his immeasurable strength. Concurrently, Giru allows General Rildo to download the Saiyan's fighting data into the Mega Cannon Sigma Force as a means of anticipating their battle moves. Meanwhile, Pan joins a group of identical-looking robots, but when they walk through a wall, her disguise nearly gets caught. Fortunately, instead of getting captured, she's deemed defective and thrown into a room with other defective robots, one of them revealing Goku and Trunks' location. It's not long before the walls begin to close in to crush the defective robots, prompting Pan to blast her way out and save them. This explosion captures Rildo's attention to Pan's presence in the base, the Sigma Force sending Nat, one of its members, to handle her. The robot initially seems to have the upper hand thanks to its acquired data, but he reveals this to Pan, the Saiyan now realizing he can only predict moves that she's already used. She counters with her Maiden's Rage technique as she regrets befriending Giru, destroying Nat completely. Just then, Goku wakes up, around the same time that the Sigma Force is observing Giru's memories with the Dragon Team. Pan breaks into the lab, prompting one of its group's members to strike her. Goku unleashes his power and breaks free from the capsule chamber, freeing Trunks in the process and prepares to battle the Sigmas. The Sigma Force mocks Pan for being knocked unconscious, but acknowledges her achievement in destroying Nat, the first Sigma Force member to ever be defeated. Having heard enough, Goku challenges the remaining three to battle. While Goku engages the Sigma Force, Trunks carries Pan back to their spaceship to help her recover. Initially, Goku seems to be at a disadvantage as the Sigma Force has all of his moves downloaded into their systems. Realizing they aren't allowed to kill Goku, the three robotic warriors instead decide to prepare him for Dr. Mew. Goku manages to counter their blasts, but a blow is landed to his stomach. Pretending to be hurt, Goku suddenly launches a blast of his own. The Sigmas retreat into the floor and begin toying with Goku, lighting him on fire from behind and pulling his feet out from under him. Rather than figuring out their tricks though, Goku decides to destroy the building, knocking them from the walls. Left without their hiding place, the three robots decide to abandon their orders and kill Goku. Meanwhile, Trunks arrives at the spaceship with Pan, immediately noticing that their belongings are scattered all over the ship. Alarmed, he checks the bag where they kept the Black Star Dragon Balls and discovers that all three have been stolen. He wakes Pan and the two prepare to confront Giru and get the Dragon Balls back by force. Elsewhere, the three robots combine into the Super Mega Cannon Sigma, gaining extra power. However, Goku remains unimpressed. He uses their extendable arms as a ramp and lands a powerful kick before being punched away. Recovering, Goku resumes the fight, now using moves that the Sigma Force has never seen before. He comments that while the robots have gained extra strength, they haven't gotten any faster. In response, they transform into the Super Sigma aerial attack mode. They match Goku's speed and initiate their Killer Driller attack, at which point Goku stops it and triples his strength in base form. Watching the fight, General Rildo realizes that Goku's been holding back the entire time and grows angry. Meanwhile, Goku launches a few more attacks at the Sigma Force and finishes them off with a Kamehameha. Just as Goku is about to return to the ship for some food, he senses Rildo's high battle power heading in that direction and flies off to intercept him. At the ship, Trunks and Pan also sense General Rildo's immense power approaching and prepare for battle. Goku arrives at the ship just in time, with General Rildo following suit. Goku warns Trunks and Pan that his power is even stronger than Majin Buu, and grows excited at the impending battle. Pan launches in to attack Rildo, knocking him to the ground, seemingly rendering him unconscious. Goku and Trunks are amazed by Pan's strength, and Pan insists they stop treating her like a child to keep things fair. Just then, General Rildo gets back up, completely unharmed, which frightens Pan. Rildo unleashes his metal breath attack, and while Trunks manages to push Pan out of harm's way, he gets hit by the energy beam himself, encasing him in metal, and disappears. Rildo reveals that Trunks has been transported to the tower behind them and will be prepped for dissection by Dr. Mu. Pan flies off to rescue Trunks, while Goku begins his battle with General Rildo. He dodges Rildo's metal breath attacks, one of them encasing their ship. The two engage in a series of attacks, neither inflicting any real damage. Meanwhile, Pan reaches the building where Trunks is held, fighting her way through robots and interrogates one for Trunks' location. At the same time, General Rildo unleashes more of his moves on Goku, his mechanical arm dragging him around the city ruins. Goku, however, is unfazed, taking the opportunity to unleash a barrage of ki blasts that loosen Rildo's grip. Trunks is transported to Dr. Mu's lab just as Pan arrives, prompting her to take out her frustration on Giru. However, Giru activates a button that ejects anything non-mechanical from the room, forcing Pan outside the building. Back on the battlefield, General Rildo grows tired of Goku's games, the latter responding with an overwhelming Kamehameha that levels the entire area. Rildo is slightly injured, but more than capable of finishing his fight. Suddenly, the Sigma Force, or their DNA replicants in the dub, realize they're still functional and manage to ensnare Goku. Having had enough, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan and breaks free, destroying the replicants, and surprises General Rildo, who notes his strength has increased 100-fold. Goku challenges General Rildo to power up as well, prompting him to comply as he absorbs all the components of the Sigma Force to transform into Hyper Meta Rildo. Beginning round 2 of their epic battle, Meta Rildo begins turning everything around him into metal. He and Goku continue to trade blows, the latter seemingly gaining the upper hand. Meanwhile, Pan is at the tower, relentless in her pursuit to destroy Giru. She keeps getting expelled by the corrosive removal system, which liquefies the walls and floors to eject any intruder from the building. On the battlefield, Goku lands in front of Meta Rildo, the latter manipulating the surrounding metal to seemingly heal his injuries and crystallize himself. In response, Goku prepares a giant Kamehameha, just as Rildo reveals himself in a sleeker looking form and turns the surrounding area into metal. He's able to exploit this to his advantage, forcing Goku to drop his Kamehameha after ensnaring him with metal trees. Pan, meanwhile, stubbornly continues her efforts to re-enter the tower. Rildo's robots try to halt her, but she has no trouble destroying them. She then encounters the Scholar bot she freed earlier, who offers to help her deactivate the corrosive removal system. Though it looks like Goku is severely outmatched, he refuses to back down. He continues his battle with Meta Rildo as a Super Saiyan while Dr. Mu observes the battle. Mu is thrilled about the new opportunities he now has with a living Saiyan in his grasp. He taunts Trunks, promising him that Goku and Pan will soon join him as captives. Working together, Pan and the Scholar bot come face to face with Giru again. Pan chases Giru and monologues while the Scholar bot deactivates the corrosive removal system. Realizing he's outnumbered, Giru escapes through a wall and returns with reinforcements. While Pan is distracted by them, building up to launch her own Kamehameha wave, Giru activates the backup corrosive removal system, causing Pan to be expelled from the building once more. However, this time, the 3 Black Star Dragon Balls follow her outside. As Pan tries to figure out how the Dragon Balls ended up with her, Goku continues his struggle with Meta Rildo, the latter revealing that the only way to destroy him is to eliminate every piece of metal on the planet M2. As the battle between Goku and General Rildo intensifies, Pan arrives and informs Goku that she's regained possession of the 3 Black Star Dragon Balls. Seeing an opportunity, Meta Rildo decides to use Pan to his advantage and charges toward her, prompting Goku to go on the defensive. While Goku is pursuing Meta Rildo, he spits his breath at the ground, bringing it to life. The ground rises up and engulfs Goku, restricting his movement. Simultaneously, Meta Rildo breathes on Pan and traps her, same as Trunks. Powering down to base form, Goku suffers the same fate, trapped in a metal casing. They're taken back to Meta Rildo's base, where the latter, now back in his original form, transports Goku and Pan to Dr. Mu's hideout. Dr. Mu is prepared to dissect the Saiyans and turn them into machine men when suddenly, Giru arrives. He pretends to be cooperating but begins firing missiles at Dr. Mu's equipment. As Dr. Mu and his minions are distracted by the chaos, Giru takes the opportunity to free Goku and Pan. Now liberated, they prepare to attack Dr. Mu and commend Giru for his excellent work. However, this moment of celebration allows Dr. Mu's robots to seize Trunks. Pan frantically joins in a game of keep away, but when one of the robots throw Trunks, they overestimate the range and he crashes to the ground in pieces. Pan begins to cry, believing she's failed to save him, but Trunks suddenly speaks and tells her to look up. He's alive and reveals that everything that's happened until now has been a part of a plan between he and Giru to get close to Dr. Mu. As Trunks, Goku, and Pan lead a panicked Dr. Mu into another chamber, the evil scientist begins to tremble with fear as his master plan is about to be revealed. The Saiyans follow Dr. Mu into his secret room and force him to reveal Baby, his ultimate creation. Trunks explains all of what he knows so far, noting that if Baby were to become full grown, his power could surpass them all, possibly even before then. Apparently, Trunks discovered Baby after hearing rumors from Giru, spread around by the robot community of M2. He cut off the life form's energy supply via his machine as a result, seemingly preventing his resurrection. As Dr. Mu weeps over what seems to be Baby dying, the water around him starts exploding. Trunks explains that he reprogrammed Baby's life support into the plumbing system to save everyone, leaving Dr. Mu powerless to stop it. Dr. Mu removes the computer's lid and attempts to reroute it to save Baby, while Trunks reveals that Mu's plan was to take over the entire galaxy. For Baby to be completed, he needed to mobilize all the robots on the planet, leading to the creation of General Rildo and the other robot warriors. Trunks further explains that Giru had lost his memory up until they neared the planet, but he took a significant risk by sneaking him into Dr. Mu's lab before Trunks was experimented on. Giru freed Trunks from his prison and replaced him with a metallic slab copy that was broken in the previous episode, while Trunks sneaked into Baby's chamber to confront him. Dr. Mu's computer goes haywire and it seems Baby is doomed, but Dr. Mu refuses to give up. He tells Baby that he's made from creations across the galaxy, granting him the strength to overcome anything, but Baby remains unresponsive. Goku, a bit disappointed because he wanted to fight Baby, moves closer to examine the capsule, and Baby's eyes suddenly open. The entity begins to power up, proving he's very much alive, and uses the remaining energy stored in the capsule to reach his true form. Dr. Mu celebrates, claiming that Baby's power is already too deep within his circuits to be destroyed. As Giru tries to flee, Pan holds him back while Baby continues to transform and bursts out of the capsule. The power surge aggressively pushes the three Saiyans back against the wall, causing circuit damage to Dr. Mu, making him collapse. Goku, seeing Baby fully formed, warns everyone to stay alert, but is shocked at how powerful he is despite not being fully developed. Immediately, Baby scans the three Saiyans and decides to kill Goku first. However, Goku is clever and coordinates a three-way attack with Pan and Trunks that seem to destroy Baby completely. Believing this to be true, Dr. Mu mourns Baby's defeat. The lab starts to go haywire as a spaceship arrives to evacuate Dr. Mu, but a small substance enters his leg before he leaves. Pan attempts to stop Dr. Mu, but Goku and Trunks hold her back, assuring her that Baby is dead and Dr. Mu can no longer conquer the galaxy. Giru asserts he can fix their ship so they can return to gathering the Dragon Balls, while Dr. Mu decides to regain his strength before battling the Saiyans again. Suddenly, Baby bursts out of his back, revealing he was the mastermind behind everything, and used Dr. Mu to give him the energy he needed to fuel his resurrection. As Baby crushes the remains of Mu, the black one-star ball flies from the villain's head. Baby glares at M2 from space, swearing to bring it to completion, and soon sets his sights on targeting the Saiyans next. The Baby Saga takes place after the events of the Black Star Dragon Ball Saga. Giru turns the Grand Tour spaceship back to normal, along with most of the surrounding metal on planet M2. The group boards the ship and prepares for takeoff, but something holds them in place. Looking out the window, they see General Rildo holding the ship. In response, they all unleash a multiple Kamehameha, effectively destroying Rildo in his regular form. As the ship takes off, Baby emerges from Rildo's broken body. Once in space, the group prepares to search diligently for the remaining Dragon Balls, and Giru immediately detects one. They soon discover a deserted starship about to fall into a sun, and using space scooters, they board the starship and begin their search. They find the one-star ball in the engine room and prepare to leave, but Pan notices something moving behind everyone everyone and insists on finding out what it is. Pan is attacked by a machine monster in the next room, but Trunks, Goku, and Giru intercept its missiles before they can hit her. Pan then destroys the machine with a ki blast, allowing Giru to detect life nearby. To their surprise, the group find a green-haired boy. With less than a minute until the ship is pulled into the sun, the group hurries back to their scooters and escapes just before it's destroyed. However, their scooters are caught in the sun's gravitational pull. They abandon the scooters, and Giru launches a grappling hook toward their ship. Once connected, the group gathers together, and Goku uses a Kamehameha to push them back to their ship, allowing them to escape safely. The green-haired boy appears to be badly injured, so Giru sends out a SOS and receives coordinates to planet Videl, a location with medical supplies. On Videl, the boy is rushed to the ER, and the group wait for news on his condition. The medical team seems to stabilize him, but as soon as everyone except a nurse leaves the room, a strange heart rate appears. Suddenly, the boy reveals an evil smile and blows up the room to eliminate the nurse, catching the attention of Goku and the others. Goku spots the boy and a nearby staff member through the smoke and quickly brings them to safety. As the doctors take the boy away again to continue treating his injuries, it becomes clear that there's still a mysterious presence within him. Later, Pan and Trunks find Goku stuck in a tree, refusing to go inside because he's afraid of the hospital food, fearing they might give him a shot. Meanwhile, the boy watches the group from a distance. It's soon revealed that the boy has been possessed by Baby, who's using him to begin his revenge on the Saiyans. Baby's plan is to separate them and take control of one of their bodies, using their flesh to transform himself into an unstoppable force of nature. Later, Pan explores the hospital grounds and comes across a young deer. Suddenly, the green-haired boy approaches her and initiates conversation. As Baby gets ready to attack Pan, Goku and Trunks arrive. They mention that the doctor is looking for the boy, who then shows up and recommends he go back inside to rest. On the way, Baby decides to switch hosts and possesses the doctor. He instructs a nurse to take the boy back to his room and sets out to capture Goku, Trunks, and Pan. He finds the trio resting in the forest and convinces Goku to go inside and eat, giving himself a chance to divide and conquer amongst the Saiyans. He takes Trunks on a tour of the facility since he was fascinated by the hospital's technology. The final stop is a giant microscope that allows Trunks to see electrons in the air. With the Saiyan distracted, Baby chokes and reveals himself to him, noting that he couldn't be destroyed so long as one of his cells lives. Baby attempts to possess Trunks, but Goku and Pan arrive just in time to prevent him from doing so. They explain to Baby that they caught a glimpse of his energy since they arrived on planet Videl and purposely put themselves in vulnerable situations to draw him out. Baby then goes on the offensive, though he's outmatched given he isn't fully developed. He manages to unleash his destructive energy and cut Trunks on his arm, taking advantage of the opportunity to move into his body. Goku prepares to blast Baby, but holds back given an attack from him could kill Trunks, and Baby hits him instead. Just as Baby is about to force Trunks to finish Goku, Trunks manages to regain control and transforms into a Super Saiyan, forcing Baby out of his body. The trio aim to destroy Baby for good, but he uses a solar flare-like attack to escape into a crowd of people boarding spaceships. He possesses an innocent woman, and Goku can no longer sense him. With no other options, the group decide to continue their quest for the Black Star Dragon Balls. Meanwhile, Baby has killed everyone on the spaceship he boarded, having possessed them to become stronger. He then heads for the cabin to set a course for Earth. Back at home, Goten is on his way to a date with a girl named Valise, while Bulma and Chi-Chi grow worried about the safety of Goku and the others. With a year almost up, they're anxious about the looming threat to their home. Meanwhile in space, Goku, Trunks, and Pan continue their quest for the Black Star Dragon Balls on planet Giru, where they inadvertently awaken a giant tiger that holds one of the Dragon Balls. The team, however, managed to outwit the creature and make it fall off a cliff, securing the 7-star ball. With only 2 Dragon Balls left to gather, the group continue on. Meanwhile, back on Earth, chaos breaks out in the city when an explosion occurs, seemingly caused by a muscular human. The human is in fact Baby in disguise, killing others in search for the Saiyans. Hercule makes a somewhat heroic entrance and tries to intervene, but is clearly outmatched due to his age and diminished strength. Concurrently, Goten shows up, urged to take on the battle by Hercule. When he's speaking with the champ, the man possessed by Baby targets Valise. Goten quickly defeats the attacker along with 2 more of the possessed, but a another one appears behind him, catching him off guard. Realizing Goten is a Saiyan, Baby emerges from the man's body, appearing newly developed on account of the people he's possessed. Goten urges Hercule to move away with the now faint Valise in his arms, aware that this new enemy is stronger than anyone they've ever faced. The battle between Goten and Baby begins, Goten seemingly holding his own, and Hercule takes the opportunity to claim that he trained him, taking all the credit. Baby unleashes light energy attacks at Goten, landing a cut on him. He transforms into a Super Saiyan and unleashes a massive energy attack to destroy the now vacant city, but Baby remains unharmed and unimpressed with Goten's strength. Goten powers up to his full strength and unleashes a Super Kamehameha, prompting Baby to launch in and enter the Saiyan through his wound. With control over his body, Baby acts coldly toward Valise and Hercule, using Goten's memories to locate the strongest Saiyan currently on Earth, Vegeta, with an intent to possess him. Meanwhile, the Space Trio detect another Dragon Ball inside of a giant lizard and locate the 6th Black Star Dragon Ball. On Earth, Piccolo is in meditation, stopping as he notices something's wrong. At Capsule Corps, Chi-Chi begins to worry about why Goten is taking so long to come back. Gohan arrives soon after, having heard about the fight in West City, and decides to visit and stay the night. As he finishes settling into another room, Goten suddenly shows up and demands to know where Vegeta is. Chi-Chi scolds him, slapping him around as he's being rude, and Bulma explains that Vegeta isn't home. Goten, still possessed by Baby, picks a fight with Gohan instead, finding him to be a stronger vessel for defeating Vegeta than Goten. Realizing Goten isn't himself, Gohan decides to fight back, Chi-Chi confused and insisting the two take their skirmish away from the house. Confronting the baby-possessed Goten in the air, the battle begins. Gohan holds back immensely, realizing that he'll kill Goten if he wins. Baby suspects that Gohan knows his strategy of waiting to switch bodies when someone's at full power, so he provokes Gohan into powering up. Eventually, Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan, and Baby seizes the moment to switch bodies, entering through scars Goten left on his brother. Goten collapses from sheer exhaustion, and Piccolo arrives on the scene. Having sensed Baby's presence, he vows to destroy him, but Baby, now in Gohan's body, fires an energy blast that appears to annihilate both Piccolo and Goten. Marveling at Gohan's power, Baby wonders what a true Saiyan strength feels like and sets his sights on Vegeta as his next target. Meanwhile, Vegeta is on the road with Bulma, returning from a shopping trip. Back at Capsule Corps, Goten is there, appearing to have fallen ill. Bulma, Chi-Chi, and Videl are watching over him, but Baby Gohan soon senses Vegeta's presence and decides to take off in pursuit. Back on the road, Baby Gohan appears in front of Vegeta's car and destroys it. Vegeta gets out to confront Gohan and instructs Bulma to drive home so he can handle things alone. When Bulma departs, Vegeta realizes Gohan isn't acting like himself and confronts Baby. Back at Bulma's house, Goten wakes up, remembers being on a date, and heads to get a drink of water. The moment the water enters his system, he experiences excruciating pain, revealing that Baby still controls him. He then flies off to meet Vegeta and Baby Gohan at their location. Vegeta makes fun of Baby, assuming his strength won't be enough to defeat him. Baby, however, utilizes Gohan's Super Saiyan strength, appearing to make light of the Saiyan Prince in his base form. Vegeta powers up to Super Saiyan and vows to get serious, quickly gaining the upper hand. Suddenly, Goten arrives at the scene to offer his assistance. Vegeta, playing the role of the arrogant Saiyan, declines, prompting Goten to go on the attack. He fires an energy blast at the Saiyan Prince, slicing his cheek. Vegeta realizes that both Goten and Gohan are under Baby's control, and when the two gang up on him, he powers up further to defeat them. Just as Vegeta reaches his peak power at Super Saiyan, Baby shoots out of Gohan and enters Vegeta's battle scars, infiltrating his body. With the battle seemingly over, Vegeta powers down to ensure Gohan and Goten aren't too badly hurt. He then hears a voice inside his head, Baby explaining that he has the ability to spread his cells through one's bloodstream and is now turning Vegeta into his permanent host. As he gains control, Baby reveals he's a parasite created by the Tuffles before the Saiyans destroyed them long ago, and that his mission is to rebuild the Tuffle race by taking over other bodies. Vegeta learns that his father destroyed the Tuffle race, making him Baby's primary target for revenge. Although Vegeta resists longer than the others, he's eventually overpowered, and his body begins transforming into Baby's form. Now fully controlling Vegeta's body, Baby declares his plan to spread his infection throughout the universe, starting with Earth and killing Goku. Meanwhile, Trunks, Giru, Pan, and Goku have arrived on the icy planet Polaris, searching for the final Black Star Dragon Ball. Goku falls into a hole and emerges with the 2-star Dragon Ball, completing the group's journey in space. Now, with all the Black Star Dragon Balls gathered, the trio make their way back to Earth, unaware that Baby is waiting for them. The trio return to Earth with the Black Star Dragon Balls and decide to stop at the lookout to store them in a secure location. Dende and Mr. Popo greet them, and Pan, for some reason, takes all the credit for recovering the Dragon Balls. However, Dende and Mr. Popo assume Goku did most of the work, which is true. When they consider returning Goku to his normal form, they realize it would mean collecting the Dragon Balls all over again. Goku decides he would rather stay as a kid until he grows up than go through another galactic journey, so the group hand off the Dragon Balls and leave. However, Dende suddenly gets an evil look and starts speaking like Baby, revealing he's been infected by the villain. Meanwhile, Hercule is the only human on Earth who isn't under Baby's control. He's been hiding inside Majin Buu's stomach like a pod person, which keeps him free from Baby's influence. When a group of Baby's slaves surrounds his mansion, Majin Buu blows them away with a breath, knocking them out. As it turns out, Buu was compromised by Baby as well, but the life form had no effect on him. More humans surround Buu with the intent to kill, but Hercule, realizing they aren't as strong as he believed, decides to come out of Buu and knock everyone out. However, they quickly recover, forcing Buu and Hercule to fly off to Goku's house to warn him. When Goku and Pan arrive home, Chi-Chi and Videl ignore them. Goku thinks Chi-Chi is upset because he chose not to use the Dragon Balls to return to his normal size, and Pan assumes Videl is mad at her for going to space without permission. At the same time, Trunks returns to Capsule Corps, surprised that no one is there to greet him. Giru sounds an alarm, warning Trunks of danger, but Trunks dismisses it as just his father's intimidating presence. Suddenly, Vegeta appears and welcomes Trunks home. When Trunks tells him that the Dragon Balls have been safely secured at the lookout, Vegeta invites him inside. Bulma greets Trunks, but mentions he's been a bad boy, leaving his punishment to Vegeta. Confused, Trunks questions why they're angry after he helped collect the Dragon Balls. Vegeta then transforms into Baby Vegeta, shocking Trunks, who's moved out of the way by Giru. Giru attempts to stop Baby, but he's easily beat, rendering him useless. Trunks now realizes that Baby is controlling his father, who also reveals that he left a seed inside of him the last time they met. Trunks tries to resist the change coming over him, but Baby is too strong. Elsewhere, Goten and Gohan show up at Goku's house. When Goku tries to greet them, they immediately transform into Super Saiyans and prepare for action. Confused, Goku questions why they're attacking after his return home, but Gohan and Goten power up and destroy the surrounding area. Gohan even vows to kill Pan and attempts to blast her, but Goku stops the attack in time, though Pan is rendered unconscious. Angered, Goku rises to the occasion, prepared to battle his children. He fights them in base form, overpowering the two despite their Super Saiyan forms. Just as he's about to launch a Kamehameha at them, Hercule and Majin Buu arrive. They mention that everyone on Earth is being controlled by Baby, including Gohan and Goten. At that moment, Baby Vegeta appears, leaving Goku stunned. Baby questions how he missed taking over Hercule, leading the world champion to reveal that he'd been hiding inside Majin Buu all along. Enraged, Baby decides to destroy him, but Buu saves him. Goku instructs Buu to get Pan and Hercule to safety. Buu then turns them into chocolate and absorbs them into his body before flying away. Frustrated, Baby shifts his focus to Goku, questioning whether the Saiyan could destroy his family for the sake of the Earth. Goku challenges him, but also attempts to reason with Baby, explaining that the Saiyans were already destroyed for their crimes, so there's no need for more revenge. Baby, however, chooses to retaliate with a fight. Goku soon realizes that Baby has become much stronger, capable of fully utilizing a Super Saiyan's body. Just then, Trunks and Bulma appear. Goku warns that it isn't safe for Bulma since Baby's taking control over everyone, but Trunks reveals he's also been controlled. With this, it becomes a 5-on-1 battle against Goku. Baby tries to convince Goku to join them, but Goku attempts to reason with his loved ones instead. As everyone surrounds him, preparing to turn him into a tuffle, Baby changes his mind and decides to kill Goku instead. Baby Vegeta powers up, and Goku realizes that the only way to defeat him is to go Super Saiyan 3. The battle resumes, but Goku quickly finds out that his young body can't sustain Super Saiyan 3 and reverts to his base form. Baby unleashes an energy blast head on, but Goku survives. Refusing to give up, Goku continues fighting, but Baby counters with a flurry of energy punches, knocking him unconscious into the rocks. Thinking he's won, Baby mocks Goku, but the Saiyan regains consciousness and pleads once more for Baby to reconsider taking over everyone. Baby retorts that he might have had the Saiyans shown such mercy to his people, and then declares that it's time to kill Goku. The other Saiyans gather around Baby Vegeta, lending him their power and transform him into the unstoppable Super Baby Vegeta. Goku acknowledges Baby as the most powerful being in the universe, but vows to destroy him no matter what. Baby responds by dealing a devastating blow to Goku to silence him. Drawing on the negative energy from everyone on Earth, Baby wastes no time and transforms into Super Baby Vegeta 2. Preparing his revenge Death Ball soon after. Unable to move, Goku watches as the Death Ball approaches, the blast colliding with the planet in a destructive fashion. In the distance, Majin Buu observes the unfolding events, informing Pan and Hercule that Goku is gone. Refusing to believe it, the two wonder if there's any way to stop Baby, who revels in his victory and vows to move on to the rest of the universe. Later that evening, Dende joins Baby and the others at the site where Goku seemed to have died. He presents Baby with the Black Star Dragon Balls, allowing him to summon Ultimate Shenron and wish for planet Tuffle to be restored. Far in the distance, Pan witnesses the wish being granted and asserts her galactic journey to collect the Dragon Balls was all for nothing. She becomes emotional, realizing she has now just 1 year to find all the Dragon Balls by herself to save the Earth from destruction. Meanwhile, we find Goku in a mysterious dimension where he learns that his only way out is to play a life or death game with a being named Giru, with the loser facing death. Concurrently on the sacred world of the Kai, Kibito Kai appears and accidentally interrupts old Kai's fishing, causing him to get annoyed. However, Kibito Kai reveals that in his effort to save Goku from Baby's revenge Death Ball, the blast attack disrupted his interdimensional shift, causing Goku to slip from his hands and appear in another dimension, the Sugoroku space. Apparently, the old Kai's powers are ineffective in this realm as it's the gateway between life and death, so they can't help Goku escape. The next day at Capsule Corp, Bulma's been working on a massive ship, and the Tuffles begin to gather there to prepare for their journey to the newly created planet. Pan, having arrived with Hercule and Majin Buu, tries to call out to Trunks to persuade him to reconsider, but Hercule stops her, asserting that it's no use. Meanwhile, Goku continues his game against Giru, but struggles with a riddle challenge. Although he fails the challenge, which would normally result in death, he manages to prevent himself from falling onto deadly spikes, allowing him to continue playing. Goku continues his struggle and somehow loses every level, as opposed to Giru, who manages to get lucky every time. We find Goku just 4 spaces away from losing the game, which would mean his death without any intervention. On his turn, he accidentally throws the dice toward the lava, causing it to make strange noises, which Giru tries to dismiss. Goku, sensing something is off, attempts to try again, and the dice reveals itself as a living creature who calls out to his father. Giru attempts to get him to turn back into dice, but he refuses. Goku realizes what's going on and accuses the two of cheating, exposing their deception. Giru strangely takes on a form similar to the creature that revealed itself, and the two beg Goku to stop announcing their mistake. Suddenly, the Sugoroku space's game comes to life and decides to kill Giru and his son, Shusuguru, for cheating, but Goku steps in to protect them. As the game malfunctions, Goku realizes he's regained his powers he was unable to use as per the game's rules. He unleashes a Kamehameha to blast everyone out of the dimension, noticed by Kibito Kai. Just when it seems the trio would have been crushed by falling rocks between dimensions, Kibito Kai appears and transports Goku and the space lemurs to the sacred world of the Kai. Meanwhile on Earth, Pan finds and mourns the apparent loss of Giru, but takes him with her before meeting up with Hercule and Majin Buu in West City. She formulates a plan to go to planet Tuffle to save her friends, but realizes they can't be spotted. In the sacred world of the Kai, Goku learns the truth. Baby is relocating everyone to planet Tuffle, which he revived using the Black Star Dragon Balls. Goku also finds out that Dende and Mr. Popo have been turned into Tuffles as well. Determined to defeat Baby once and for all, Goku wants to return to Earth, but old Kai advises him to undergo training first, as he'd die all the same if he fought him in his current state. And so, Goku agrees to train with the two Supreme Kai. Meanwhile on Earth, Pan figures out a way to reach planet Tuffle. She and Hercule hide inside Majin Buu, who changes his face to avoid being recognized. Buu manages to secure the 100th spot on the transport to planet Tuffle, leaving the rest of the line on Earth to await further orders from Baby. Back at the sacred world of the Kai, Goku's training begins. He's tasked with grinding coffee beans, which he claims is due to Old Kai's laziness. During this though, Goku's tailbone starts to itch, and Old Kai grins, suggesting something more is at play. On the Tuffle planet, Pan and company arrive, and after being released by Majin Buu, Pan announces her plan to use laxatives to cleanse everyone of the Tuffle eggs. This horrible plan seems to work until Videl kicks Pan out of the sky. Gohan then appears, and they prepare to turn Pan into a Tuffle. However, Baby decides they don't need her and orders her execution. Watching from Old Kai's crystal ball, Goku sees Pan in danger, causing him to stop grinding coffee. He demands to be allowed to fight, but Old Kai insists he's not ready yet. Goku pleads, and just as Gohan is about to blast Pan, someone intervenes, kicking Gohan away and rescuing her. The fighter is revealed to be Oob, Goku's hand-picked student who declares that Baby's fight is now with him. Oob reveals that he hid deep inside the Earth's mountains to train and avoid Baby's influence, and soon learns that his mentor and friend Goku was supposedly killed by Baby Vegeta. This shocking revelation prompts the battle between Baby and Oob to begin. At first, Oob seems to have the advantage as he lands a powerful ki blast on Baby. This forces Gohan, Goten, and Trunks to intervene and stop Oob, though Baby becomes enraged at them for interfering. He asserts that he was merely studying Oob's power as he's stronger than the three of them combined, and violently blasts them all away. During this, Pan believes that Gohan has been killed, causing her to break down in tears. Meanwhile, on the sacred world of the Kai, Old Kai finally agrees to let Goku leave without completing his training. However, there's a catch. Goku is instructed to lower his pants, revealing that his tail is beginning to regrow. Goku is told that he needs his tail fully restored to gain the power required to defeat Baby, and since they're skipping out on his training, they'll have to do it manually. Suguro's son transforms into a pair of pliers to help pull the tail out completely, and Goku reluctantly agrees to this method after realizing it could be the key to his victory. Back on planet Tuffle, the tide of the battle is shifted, and Oob is now getting beaten by Baby. Seeing this, Pan decides to intervene. She charges in, though her attacks don't do any good. With the situation growing dire, Hercule pleads with Majin Buu to protect them. Pan is punched away by Baby, and Buu catches her unconscious. Meanwhile, Baby Vegeta begins gathering energy from all the Tuffles while Buu takes Pan and Hercule to safety. Baby intends to recreate the Revenge Death Ball, aiming to destroy Oob just as he did with Goku. Setting his friends down, Majin Buu bids Hercule goodbye, noting he can't sit idle while Oob's life is in danger. Buu then returns just in time and absorbs the attack meant to destroy Oob. It limits the explosion, but seeing the resulting smoke, Baby assumes Oob is dead and goes off with Bulma to celebrate their victory. Unbeknownst to Baby, Oob was miraculously shielded by Majin Buu. Buu reveals to Oob that they're actually two parts of the same being, and that it's time for them to reunite. Buu merges himself with Oob's body, and his added power results in the birth of Maju. Meanwhile, on the sacred world of the Kai, Goku's tail continues to emerge, though it still has a long way to go before it's fully restored. Concurrently on planet Tuffle, Majub revisits Baby for round 2, the latter unaware of how powerful Majub has become. The Supreme Kai and Space Lemurs continue their efforts to pull Goku's tail out when Goku senses something unusual happening. He tells the others to check the crystal ball, and they inform him that Oob has merged with Majin Buu to become Majub. To speed up their process, Old Kai has Goku tied up by Seguro to prevent him from moving while they resume the tail pulling exercises. Meanwhile on planet Tuffle, Baby warns his subjects to get out of the way, and the battle between he and Majub resumes. Majub decides to go all out from the start, throwing out a flurry of attacks that puts Baby on the defensive. Majub fires a beam intending to turn Baby into chocolate, although the attack misses and transforms the hundreds of surrounding humans. He asserts that he'll turn everyone back to normal once he's done fighting Baby, and the battle continues. The two engage in a powerful beam struggle, Majub utilizing a chocolate Kamehameha to end Baby's reign of terror. Back on the sacred world of the Kai, Goku comes up with a better plan to pull out his tail. He has Old Kai tied to a rock, and then powers up and flies upward, allowing his tail to be fully released. On planet Tuffle, Majub's plan backfires. His Kamehameha wave is reversed by Baby and hits him from behind. Kibito Kai transports Goku onto planet Tuffle, arriving just in time to witness Majin getting turned into chocolate and being eaten by Baby. Realizing he's too late to save his friend, Goku steps on the battlefield to face Baby once more. Goku powers up to Super Saiyan 3, now able to maintain the form in his smaller body. He immediately rushes in and attempts to land blows on Baby, but after numerous attempts, he's still unable to defeat him. Goku's confused on why his strength appears to be the same as before, and Baby uses Goku's tail against him, causing Goku to lose the Super Saiyan 3 form again. With the Saiyan down, he gazes at the Earth, driven by a strong desire to protect it. Suddenly, a major power surges within Goku, and he begins to transform. He becomes a Great Ape, but unlike any time before, his fur turns golden, resembling a Super Saiyan. Baby realizes that Goku's transformed into a Great Ape, using the Earth as a substitute for a full moon, according to Vegeta's memories. Post-transformation, Goku's gained immense strength that surpasses Baby Vegeta's. He begins hunting Baby, but it quickly becomes clear that Goku's lost all self-control. The only ways to restore his sanity being removing his tail or helping him regain his memories. Pan and Hercule arrive on the scene and spend part of their time dodging the rampaging Great Ape. On the sacred world of the Kai, old Kai informs everyone there of the situation. Saguro's son turns into a pair of scissors for Kibito Kai to use on Goku's tail, but old Kai stops them. He explains that if Goku can regain control of his humanity, he'll transform into the ultimate Super Saiyan level, Super Saiyan 4. Back on planet Tuffle, Goku continues his destruction, but looks up at the sky and sees the Earth. This sight causes him to pause, giving Baby Vegeta a chance to escape. Goku climbs up on a mountain and begins longing for Earth, similar to how he did in his base form. Sensing an opportunity, Pan decides to try and reach out to this new, beastly form of her grandfather. Her first attempt doesn't work, so she pulls out the martial arts outfit Goku gave her at the 28th Tenkaichi Budokai. It doesn't seem to have any effect, and Goku blows her away. But then, a photograph falls out of Pan's backpack, catching Goku's attention. Goku looks at the picture of him with his friends and family on a vacation, and begins recalling the memories of their days at the beach, especially the good times he had with Pan. Pan's desperate pleas to find himself finally reach Goku, and he starts to regain control of his humanity. With his Saiyan biology and human characteristics now harmonized, Goku has finally transformed into a Super Saiyan 4. As Pan approaches her grandfather, she questions if he's still a hero, the latter answering with an intent look and smile, reassuring Pan that he is indeed back to his old self. Meanwhile, old Kai celebrates Goku's ascension, while the other Kai is left in awe of his new form. On planet Tuffle, Goku surveys the destruction he caused, while Pan fills him in on his rampage. She then questions if he can still revert to his child-sized form, but Goku replies he'll need all his power to defeat Baby. Hercule celebrates Goku's return, and they all prepare for the final showdown with Baby Vegeta. Goku confidently tells Pan and Hercule that he'll find Baby and defeat him once and for all, and he flies off with tremendous power toward the villain's lookout, leaving them amazed. At Baby Vegeta's hideout, he seeks assistance from the Tuffleized Bulma. He's perplexed as to why Goku was able to transform into a Great Ape while he could not. Bulma reveals that Goku has a tail and Vegeta doesn't, explaining the secret behind the transformation. Sensing that Goku is on his way, Baby urgently instructs Bulma to find a way for him to transform, as time is running out. Just then, Goku arrives, confident in declaring a rematch. The two initiate their battle, Goku finally putting up a fight. Observing from their world, the Supreme Kai assert the battle should have been over by now, and realize that Goku's holding back. Goku toys with Baby Vegeta, purposely tanking a barrage of his attacks. He soon reveals that none of them hurt, and brushes off more that come his way. Baby launches a revenge death ball, hoping to replicate the results of their last battle. This one is much bigger, and detonates on Goku, who doesn't even try to get out of the way. When the smoke clears, Goku remains standing with not even a scratch on him, angering Baby Vegeta. He asserts that his powers have far surpassed the Tuffle and launches in for an assault. Goku continues to overwhelm Baby, the villain questioning if this is truly the limit to his own power. Suddenly, Bulma contacts Baby and informs him of her plan to redirect the Earth's Blutz waves to planet Tuffle and increase his strength. Goku attempts to finish the battle with a Kamehameha, but Bulma's plan comes to fruition, allowing Baby to transform into a golden Great Ape. With Baby Vegeta now transformed, It initially appears he's lost control of his body. He goes on a rampage similar to Goku's earlier one, but Super Saiyan 4 is able to manage him, preventing the deaths of most of the planet's inhabitants. However, Golden Great Ape Baby soon regains full control of his Great Ape form when he launches a revenge death ball at Goku, revealing he only pretended to go berserk to kill his own tough-alized minions for his own amusement. He and Goku continue their battle, and Baby is surprisingly agile in such a gigantic form. However, even given the odds stacked against him, Goku prevails in Super Saiyan 4. Baby repeatedly attempts to kill Goku, but switches targets and kills unsuspecting Tuffles. Goku accuses Baby of fighting unfairly, prompting him to target more innocent people like Chi-Chi and Videl. Goku proves to be too fast for the attack and quickly rescues the now unconscious Chi-Chi and Videl, bringing them to Hercule for safekeeping before continuing the battle. Both fighters frustrated, Golden Great Ape Baby sets his sights on the Earth and launches a super Gallic gun directly at it. Goku tries to counter it with a Kamehameha, but is unable to stop it in time. On Earth, the tough-alized Marin and Android 18 are making Krillin gather supplies for their move to the planet when the Super Gallic gun strikes, leaving them bewildered by the chaos. Back on planet Tuffle, Goku decides to end the battle and fires a ×10 Kamehameha at Baby Vegeta. Although it seems the attack might have destroyed him, Baby emerges from the smoke completely unscathed. He retaliates with another Super Gallic gun aimed at Goku, noting that if he dodges, the Earth will be destroyed. Goku in turn takes the blast head on, sending him crashing into the battlefield. On the sacred word of the Kai, old Kai reveals that Golden Great Ape Baby has gone completely insane. While he might sound like he's in control, if his second Super Gallic gun had struck the Earth, the resulting explosion would have obliterated both it and planet Tuffle, killing everyone including him. As the Supreme Kai ponder what could happen next, a Super Saiyan 4 Goku is left unconscious, along with the majority of his family. With the battle seemingly in his favor, Baby readies another Super Gallic gun blast to finish Goku off. However, the delayed effects of the previous ×10 Kamehameha suddenly takes effect on Baby, knocking him down. Both fighters, now worn down, knock each other unconscious. On the sacred word of the Kai, old Kai reveals the next step in his plan to Kibito Kai. He must retrieve the sacred water from Kami's lookout and use it on Gohan, Trunks, and Goten to free them from Baby Vegeta's control. Sacred water is a legendary liquid capable of removing all toxins from their body, and after confirming the water's location, Kibito Kai heads to Earth to retrieve it. At the lookout, Kibito Kai is caught by Dende and Mr. Popo. Initially mistaking regular water for the sacred water, he eventually finds the real one and uses it to free the two from Baby Vegeta's control. With the sacred water in hand, Kibito Kai heads to planet Tuffle to first free Trunks from Baby's control. He gives Trunks a small amount of the sacred water, restoring his power and turning him back to normal. Trunks, with his mind now intact, can't remember anything that happened under Baby's influence, so Kibito Kai fills him in on the current events. Elsewhere on the planet, both Golden Great Ape Baby and Goku are still unconscious. Kibito Kai instructs Trunks to keep Baby distracted while he works to free Gohan and Goten from his control. However, Bulma manages to get the Blutz Waves generator operational again and uses it to fully re-energize Baby Vegeta. Baby rises stronger than ever, and Goku, although severely weakened, rises himself and pretends to have regained his full strength. With Great Ape Baby fully powered up again, Goku attempts to outsmart him by provoking mistakes, but Pan notices that Goku is severely weakened by his direct hit from the Super Gallic gun. Determined to help, she launches a barrage of energy attacks at Baby. Unfortunately, her attacks have no effect, and Baby swats her out of the sky, deciding to crush her for daring to interfere. Goku, with what little strength he has left, prepares a Kamehameha, but before he can act, Trunks arrives, distracting Baby just in time. Baby shifts his focus and starts beating Trunks, but Gohan and Goten, having been freed from Baby's control by Kibito Kai, intervene to save him. Pan embraces her detuffalized father, and Goku thanks Kibito Kai for restoring his sons. Goten and Trunks attempt to perform the fusion dance, but Goku warns them that it won't be enough. Instead, he instructs them to give him their energy so he can defeat Baby Vegeta alone. Realizing what Goku is trying to do, Baby attacks relentlessly, determined to stop him from powering up. In response, Goku uses his last reserves of energy to perform a solar flare, temporarily blinding Baby Vegeta. This gives Gohan, Goten, and Trunks the opportunity to transfer some of their energy to Goku. However, Baby quickly recovers and, enraged, decides to kill everyone in his path with a Super Gallic gun. Desperate to buy more time, Majin reverts to his human form inside of Baby and begins attacking him from within, exclaiming he was eaten on purpose focus and could never be beaten with his own technique. Majin successfully stalls Baby while the Saiyans continue to power up Goku, but after Majin runs out of energy, Baby spits him out and, furious, fires the Super Gallic gun directly at the Saiyans. It seems like everyone has been struck down by Baby's attack, and in a moment of desperation, Hercule steps forward, willing to confront the villain on his own, even if it costs him his life. However, Goku suddenly speaks up, declaring that he can handle Baby Vegeta by himself. The others awaken, stunned to witness Super Saiyan 4 Goku at full strength. Realizing that his only chance of victory is to destroy Goku, Baby Vegeta powers up for one final showdown, and both warriors brace themselves for the ultimate battle. The battle between the full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Golden Grade 8 Baby Vegeta rages on planet Tuffle. The Tuffleized humans beg Baby Vegeta to protect them, while Goku reveals that the power he's shown thus far is just the tip of the iceberg. Baby dismisses this, proclaiming that the strongest will prevail. The two clash again, with the Saiyans and Pan offering commentary from the sidelines as the fight seems evenly matched. Meanwhile, on the sacred water of the Kai, Kibito Kai returns, revealing his plan to head to Earth to use the sacred water to free the remaining humans from Baby Vegeta's control. Back on the battlefield, Baby declares it's time for Goku to die, but his Super Gallic gun misses as Goku evades the blast. Frustrated, Baby unleashes a barrage of energy waves, but Goku's power deflects them, causing magma to rise from the planet's surface. Refusing to accept defeat, Baby resorts to his ultimate attack, the final revenge death ball, uncaring if it destroys planet Tuffle. As the others watch in horror, Goku takes the attack head on. Baby Vegeta, confident in his victory, claims that Goku has no chance as the attack is designed to destroy his mind and body. However, Goku, thinking of his friends and family, refuses to give up. He powers up, transforming the final revenge death ball into a cyclone of energy which he absorbs into himself. Using this newfound strength, Goku fires a devastating ×10 Kamehameha at Baby Vegeta. This attack strikes Baby directly, sending him crashing to the ground, knocked out cold. The Z-Fighters believe Goku is victorious, but Gohan reminds them that if Baby dies, Vegeta will too. Trunks adds that Vegeta would rather die than remain possessed, and Goku comes up with a solution. He uses an energy blast to sever Baby Vegeta's tail, surprising everyone. As Vegeta's body reverts to its normal state, Baby loses his newfound power and realizes his defeat. He abandons Vegeta's body, blinds his enemies, and escapes. As the Z-Fighters express concern, Goku turns their attention to Vegeta, who's regaining consciousness and control of himself. Baby, realizing his dire situation, flees to a spaceship that Bulma created and attempts to escape planet Tuffle. He vows that the Z-Fighters haven't seen the last of him and manages to get into space. However, Goku fires another ×10 Kamehameha, sending Baby hurtling into the sun, ending the Tuffle's life and the threat he posed once and for all. Later, the Z-Fighters return to Earth. Goku's back in his child form, and the group use the sacred water to liberate the remaining Earthlings from Baby's mind control, both on Earth and planet Tuffle. Peace returns to Earth, but not for long as the ground begins to tremble. Soon, Goku and his friends discover grim news. Baby Vegeta had used the Black Star Dragon Balls to make a wish before the 1-year time limit expired, keeping the Earth in danger of self-destructing. After Pan calculates the information, she realizes that Earth is set to explode in 2 weeks' time. After explaining the situation to Bulma and the others, Vegeta quickly suggests migrating everyone to planet Tuffle to avoid Earth's impending destruction. He proposes that Goku, in his Super Saiyan 4 form, use instant transmission to transport people quickly, while Trunks prepares the giant spaceship to load the remaining humans. Kibito Kai offers to assist with transport, but notes that people will be skeptical about the Earth's destruction. In response, the Saiyans have Hercule announce to the world that Earth is going to explode in 2 weeks. Goku in his Super Saiyan 4 form and Kibito Kai use instant transmission and Kai to transport some people, while King Furry's ships, Capsule Corporation ships, and other vessels on Earth manage to carry the rest. Before long, planet Tuffle is filled with familiar faces, though a young boy named Danny is accidentally left behind by his forgetful parents. Danny is saved on Earth by Piccolo, and Goku arrives to transport them to safety. Tragedy strikes though when Goku runs out of energy and reverts to his child form. Piccolo shares some of his energy with Goku, allowing him to teleport back to an escape ship with Danny. Piccolo, however, let go purposely, surprising Goku with his absence. threats. Afterward, Piccolo contacts Gohan telepathically to reveal his plan to die along with the Earth. By sacrificing himself, the Black Star Dragon Balls will be destroyed, preventing future threats. Piccolo bids Gohan farewell, acknowledging that as his pupil grew stronger, so did he. Earth then explodes, killing Piccolo and permanently eliminating the Black Star Dragon Balls. Time passes, and Grand Elder Mori uses the Namekian Dragon Balls to restore Earth, allowing everyone to return home. A celebration of Baby's defeat is held at Capsule Corporation, with Giru appearing well and reuniting with Pan. Goku notices Gohan mourning Piccolo's death, but comfort is offered when more family and friends arrive to join the celebration. The Super 17 saga takes place after the battle with Baby Vegeta. We begin as the 30th World Martial Arts Tournament kicks off, and Goku is already competing. He's stuck in the junior division given his smaller size though, put up against an opponent named Charlie. When Charlie kicks him, Goku barely reacts, causing the kid to cry. Gohan, Videl, and Krillin arrive, questioning why Goku didn't mention he was in the junior division. Goku, confused, flashes back to an earlier conversation with Hercule, questioning the champ on why Pan can compete in the adult division and he can't. Hercule tells him that he didn't meet the adult division's height requirement, and Goku buys the explanation. However, Krillin reveals the real reason. Hercule wanted Pan to win the championship to keep the title of world champion in the family. Meanwhile, Hercule is doing an interview and contemplates retirement now that Majin Buu is no longer around to help him. This news spreads around town and gives Trunks the opportunity to retire from Capsule Corporation, as he sneaks out to head to the tournament. Meanwhile, Pan forfeits her quarter match final because she doesn't want to take the risk of ending up like Hercule. At the same time, Vegeta intends to head to the tournament, determined to challenge Goku. The Junior Division Championship match begins between Goku and a kid named Mugly. Mugly is terrified, and as he backs away in fear, Vegeta barges in, challenging Goku to a real fight. Goku agrees but says he'll face Vegeta after beating Mugly. Panicked, Mugly runs into Goku, catching him off guard and almost knocks him out of the ring. When Goku is barely holding on by his fingertips, Mugly tickles him, forcing Goku to let go, and Mugly becomes the new junior champion. Trunks finally arrives to see his father angrily punching a wall, frustrated by Goku's loss. Trunks leaves him alone and heads into the stadium just in time for the adult finals, Mad Chili versus a fighter called Papaya Man. Surprised that neither Goku nor Pan is in the finals, he joins his friends in the stands. Curious, Trunks questions who Papaya Man is, and when Mad Chili is defeated, Goku explains that Papaya Man is incredibly strong, as he's only using a billionth of his true strength. Goku then reveals Papaya Man's true identity as Majin. The real championship match begins between Hercule and Majin. Hercule nervous as he knows what's coming. Majin pummels Hercule, but before landing the finishing blow, Majin Buu's thoughts influence him, leading him to intentionally throw the fight. Hercule rushes in and knocks Majin out of the ring with his megaton punch, prompting the crowd's celebration. Feeling the love from fans and reflecting on his abilities, Hercule reconsiders retirement and agrees to keep fighting. As everyone heads back to West City, Goku and Vegeta power up to Super Saiyans and prepare to spar. However, when Goku's stomach growls, causing him to lose his strength, Vegeta laughs, and they agree to postpone their battle. Meanwhile in Hell, Dr. Mew, previously killed by Baby, is confronted by Dr. Giru, the evil scientist from the Red Ribbon Army. Giru is quite aware of Mew's brilliant mind, and proposes they work together to kill Goku once and for all. At the same time on Mount Pals, Chi-Chi and the others have relocated after the battle with Baby. As everyone enjoys lunch together, Pan questions where Trunks is. When he finally arrives, she runs to the door, growing horrified as Trunks appears badly injured and reveals that Android 17 attacked him. As everyone rushes to the door, they notice a strange hole in the sky. Goku senses something evil coming from it and is contacted by King Kai, who informs the Saiyan that Earth and Hell are being linked together through some kind of warp hole. Seeing this, the Dragon Team prepares for battle while the people on Earth are left wondering what the hole signifies. Meanwhile, Android 17 is sitting on a mountain, hearing mysterious voices in his head. These voices tell him that there are two versions of him, separated by time and space, but soon they will reunite. In Hell, another Android 17, created by Dr. Mew and Dr. Giru, is responsible for opening the rift between Earth and Hell. People are beginning to panic, with some claiming the end of the world is near. King Furry tries to maintain order, but the citizens flee the cities in fear. The original Android 17 grows more malevolent, declaring that Earth is about to face an unprecedented disaster. In Hell, Dr. Mu and Dr. Giru celebrate their partnership, Giru revealing that his plan has always been to replace humanity with a race of cybernetically enhanced beings. He states that the combination between the two 17s will create a power far greater than even Cell's, but reminisces on the issues he had controlling him in the past. To counter this, Dr. Giru created a small probe designed to attach to the original Android 17, giving him complete control over him. With this in place, the doctors plan to confront Goku, but decide it's fitting to let his former enemies take a shot at him first. Back at Chi-Chi's house, Trunks finally regains consciousness but is bombarded with questions. He explains that Android 17 attacked him while he was heading to see Goku. Though he managed to escape with the driver, Trunks was badly injured, left with a message from 17 to tell Goku to come to Hell alone, or Earth will be overrun by every enemy he and his friends defeated in the past. Goku agrees to go to Hell, realizing that their enemies have already started making their comeback. He also wants to see if Cell and Frieza have grown stronger, confident that he can handle them alone. Pan wants to accompany Goku, but Bulma convinces her to stay behind. Meanwhile, Goten is ambushed by Babbidi's henchmen. He easily defeats Pui Pui, but Yakon catches him off guard, only for Trunks to step in and save him. Together, Goten and Trunks defeat Android 19, who's hiding behind a building. Elsewhere, Hercule is being chased by the Red Ribbon Army, but Pan arrives and defeats them with a single blow. Goku arrives in Hell to find its workers already restrained. He's greeted by Dr. Mu and Dr. Giru, though he's ready and willing to take them on. However, the two escape through the warp hole along with the newly created Android 17, leaving Goku trapped in the confines of Hell. To his surprise though, Super Perfect Cell and Frieza are there with him, and the doctors begin phase 3 of their evil plan on Earth. Frieza mocks Goku on his smaller stature, but Goku remains unfazed, confident in his newfound strength. The remaining Hell guards flee, terrified of the impending battle. Frieza and Perfect Cell vow to tear Goku apart, but he isn't intimidated despite their seemingly growing power. Goku powers up, surprising the two as his massive energy triggers an explosion, shaking King Yama's palace and briefly scaring Cell and Frieza. However, they quickly regain their composure when they realize Goku's power is unstable in Hell. As the battles unfold in both Hell and on Earth, Majin Buu, Goten, and Trunks take on the Cybermen, while General Rildo hunts down Pan and Hercule. Suddenly, Gohan steps in to protect them, squaring off against the machine mutant. In Hell, Cell and Frieza use underhanded tactics from the Dragon Team's skill set, prompting Goku to mock them. He uses Frieza's Destructo Disc as a surfboard and uses a Hell Spike to easily deflect a Kamehameha from Cell. The android's attack mutilates his upper body, while Frieza's Destructo Disc slices him in half. It appears both of his enemies are defeated, but Cell regenerates, revealing that their bodies are immortal in Hell. Back on Earth, Vegeta crosses Nappa again, quickly dispatching the Saiyan with a single blow and remarking that he hasn't grown any stronger. But then, Dr. Giru and Dr. Mu arrive with Hellfighter 17, ready to challenge Vegeta, though Vegeta remains unimpressed by the new android's power. Elsewhere in the city, Trunks, Goten, and Majin Buu finish off the Cybermen, while General Rildo turns Gohan's right arm into metal, rendering it useless. In Hell, Cell uses a solar flare to blind Goku before absorbing him with his tail, declaring himself invincible. However, Goku surprises Cell by climbing back out of his tail, claiming superior strategy as the reason for his success. Frieza and Cell then trap Goku using a light cage technique and throw him further into Hell. There, Goku encounters an elderly woman who initially appears as a child. She randomly offers him a spa, which turns into a boiling cauldron, revealing that Goku was actually cast on a torture tour. He endures several tortures: the boiling cauldron, tickle torture, a burning sauna, and finally, the strangling ice, which immobilizes him. Cell and Frieza gloat, explaining that the ice will keep Goku trapped for 20 years. Meanwhile on Earth, Hellfighter 17 is battling Vegeta and contacts Android 17, urging him to hurry so they can merge. 17 begins attacking civilians, and when Android 18 confronts him, asking why he's gone rogue, he attempts to hypnotize her, inviting her to join their cause. Android 17 continues his attempts to manipulate 18, but Krillin intervenes, reminding his wife that she's married and has a child. Krillin also recalls that Android 17 was the one who killed Dr. Giru in the past, triggering stirring a struggle within him. Just as 17 begins to process the truth, his machine mutant counterpart regains control over him, forcing him to kill Krillin. The sight of Krillin's death shocks Android 18 back to reality, and she launches an attack on her brother. In a moment of twisted resolve, 17 then targets Marin, aiming to use her as leverage to fully control 18. However, 18 shields Marin from 17's photon flash, leaving herself critically injured. Android 17 departs to merge with Hellfighter 17, while 18 crawls over to Krillin, taking his hand in her final moments and whispering that she loves her husband before she seemingly dies. Meanwhile in Hell, Cell and Frieza continue to taunt Goku, eager for their revenge, but the ice that traps Goku begins to melt. Since the ice was created by the dead souls of Hell, it proves ineffective on Goku, who's still alive. Goku emerges and kicks his enemies to the ground, utilizing the ice machine against Cell and Frieza, immobilizing them. Since they're dead, the ice's effects remain intact as Goku unintentionally knocks them over, breaking them completely. On Earth, Gohan is occupied battling General Rildo, who manages to knock Gohan down and freeze a nearby building, trapping the Saiyan's leg. Just as things appear dire, Majin Buu, Goten, and Trunks arrive and destroy General Rildo with a single blow. Pan soon arrives with Hercule and Giru returns Gohan's limbs to normal. Meanwhile, Vegeta continues his battle with Hellfighter 17, initially dismissing his power. However, Dr. Mew and Dr. Giru reveal that 17's only been using half of his true strength. Soon after, the original Android 17 arrives, along with Trunks and the others. Unveiling the final stage in their plan, the doctors command the two androids to merge into Super 17, an entity far more powerful than any foe the Z Fighters have faced before. Super 17 throws back his hair and powers up instantly, leaving the Z Fighters stunned at his overwhelming strength. Vegeta attacks first, though 17 is unfazed. He's thrown aside as Majin Buu follows, along with Goten and Trunks, who attempt a combined attack, but all fail. Gohan launches a Kamehameha, but it has no effect on the android. Dr. Giru urges Super 17 to demonstrate his full power, and in response, the android takes down each of the Z Fighters with a single strike. The Saiyans transform and Majin Buu powers up, but Super 17 releases a devastating flash bomber which blows them all away. Watching the events from Hell through a glass, Goku pleads with King Yama for help to return to Earth. However, Yama is powerless, as the disturbance between Earth and Hell make it impossible to intervene. Unbeknownst to anyone, the Earth's Dragon Balls begin to crack, starting with the 4-star ball. Meanwhile, a deceased Piccolo contacts Yama, requesting to be sent to Hell to help. Though Yama initially refuses, Piccolo begins acting like King Piccolo, causing chaos in heaven and blasting trees, which prompts Yama to grant his request. Back on Earth, Super 17 believes he's defeated the Z Fighters and surveys the battlefield. In a final effort, Super Saiyan Vegeta unleashes his powerful Final Shine attack, but Super 17 absorbs the energy and redirects it back toward the group. Meanwhile, Goku struggles to find a way out of Hell until Piccolo arrives, vowing to do whatever he can to help Goku escape. Goku questions Piccolo's ability to get him out of Hell, but Piccolo contacts Dende at the lookout for assistance. Together, Dende and Piccolo devise a plan to create an interconnected energy beam, hoping to open a gate between Hell and Earth and free Goku. Goku wonders if this process is similar to fusion, but Piccolo explains that it's more of a fusion of the mind. The two Namekians attempt to send their energy beams to open the portal, but they fail. As Goku watches the Namekians continue their strategy, he starts to feel hungry again. With Cell and Frieza being pushed back to prison by Hell's ogres, Goku questions if they can bring him some food. Meanwhile on Earth, the Dragon Team continues their fight against Super 17, but none of their attacks have any effect. Frustrated, Pan yells out to Goku to hurry back. In Hell, Goku watches Vegeta take a beating from Super 17, while Piccolo and Dende persist in their efforts to open the gateway. At the check-in station, King Yama is overwhelmed as he scrambles to send everyone who escaped back to Hell. On Earth, Vegeta transforms into a Super Saiyan once more, but Super 17 turns Vegeta's power against him. As Goku is served soup in Hell, a group of dancing skulls emerges from it, distracting Piccolo. Just then, Dende informs Piccolo that he's almost in sync with him, and they continue their efforts. After multiple failed attempts, Goku suggests they chant Pepper Pot, Pickle Pot, Purple Pot to get in sync. Though Piccolo hesitates, the chant works and the gateway opens. Goku escapes through the portal, but before leaving, he urges Piccolo to come with him. Piccolo explains that if he moves, the gate will close, so he can't go. With encouragement from Dende, Goku escapes, promising to repay Piccolo, who's now trapped in hell. Once Goku is gone, Piccolo's confronted by Nappa along with the members of the Red Ribbon Army and decides to use them for target practice. Back on Earth, Vegeta continues to get beaten to a pulp, triggering Pan's frustration. Dr. Giru, fed up, orders Super 17 to kill Vegeta, who's down and feeling paralyzed. Pan then sneaks up on Dr. Giru, threatening to destroy him unless he orders Super 17 to stop. Dr. Giru complies, but Super 17 turns on him. Enraged, Giru realizes too late that Dr. Mu had reprogrammed Super 17 to only obey him, betraying his former comrade. Dr. Mu orders Super 17 to destroy Dr. Giru, which he does, and Pan is caught in the resulting explosion. With Giru down for the count, Super 17 refocuses his attention on Vegeta. Vegeta rises, ready to fight again, but before he can, Goku arrives just in time, knocking him out of the way of Super 17's energy blast. Vegeta loses consciousness and Dr. Mu remains unfazed, believing his creation is more than a match for Goku. However, Goku transforms into his Super Saiyan form, determined to prove him wrong. With Pan unconscious, Hercule blames himself for her condition. In his anger, he declares that Goku will have to deal with him if he doesn't defeat Super 17. Goku responds by punching Super 17 in the stomach, sending him flying across the earth. Super 17 retaliates by firing his Super Flash Bomber, prompting Goku to charge at him from thousands of miles away and deliver another punch to the gut, but it has no effect. Super 17 counters with a barrage of punches and kicks, followed by another Super Flash Bomber when he catches up to Goku in Earth's atmosphere. One of the blasts hit Goku head on, sending him crashing below. Dr. Mu celebrates Super 17's strength, but Goku, knocked to base form, reveals he's not done yet. Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan once more and launches an energy blast at Super 17. Uninjured, he tricks Goku into firing more energy blasts, unknowingly making him stronger. Goku then charges at Super 17 and uses the Kamehameha at point blank range, but once again, the android absorbs the attack and remains unharmed, continuing to power up. When the blast detonates, Goku believes he's won, but Super 17 powers up and launches a direct attack on Goku, sending him flying into the Earth's ocean. Dr. Mu taunts Goku to continue, so Goku re-emerges in his Super Saiyan 4 form, declaring it's time for Super 17 to face an opponent his own size. Since Super 17 could predict his movements before, Goku believes that won't be the case now. At Chi-Chi's house, Chi-Chi emerges ready for battle, armed with a broomstick. Videl is also donning the Great Saiyan Woman outfit and is prepared for action, the four including Bulma and Bola rushing off to support Goku and the others. Back at the fight, Goku unleashes a series of energy blasts at Super 17, but none of them seem to do any damage as the android absorbs each one. Super 17 pretends to hide in the trees, setting a trap to gain more energy. Goku falls for it and follows him, but by the time they reach the other side of the forest, Goku discovers the android's plan. Goku decides to try and overload him with energy by setting up his own ambush. Super 17 causes the trees to rise as Dr. Mu watches in shock, Goku launching a ×10 Kamehameha. As Super 17 continues to grow stronger from absorbing the energy, Goku reveals that he knows the android is feeding off of his attacks, just like Android 19 did in the past. Realizing he can't defeat Super 17 with Energy Blast alone, Goku vows not to give up until he's fully destroyed. Meanwhile, Dr. Mu celebrates, believing his dream is finally coming true. Tired of Goku's persistence, he orders Super 17 to finish him off. Just as Goku prepares to launch another Kamehameha, Super 17 strikes him, forcing Goku to rethink his strategy. Goku endures as Super 17 continues his assault, hoping to make him start using up the energy he's absorbed. Goku attempts to use instant transmission, but Super 17 counters it with a full power energy wave to Goku's face. He reveals that he can sense the atmosphere's vibrations upon the Saiyan's re-entry, and Goku realizes that Super 17 is too powerful. As Videl and Chi-Chi fly to the battle, Chi-Chi is terrified and complains the entire way. They're being followed by Bola and Bulma though, and Bulma can't help but focus on the devastation occurring on Earth, wondering how they'll ever restore it to normal. At the battle site, Goku appears unconscious, and Super 17 prepares his Electro Eclipse Bomb to finish him off. He launches the powerful attack straight at Goku, but Goku cleverly uses instant transmission, appearing behind Super 17 and catching him off guard. He puts the android in a tight hold and boasts that he can't escape, though Dr. Mu declares the fight a stalemate. Goku, however, reveals that he's willing to sacrifice himself to stop Dr. Mu and Super 17's evil plans. As Super 17 struggles to break free from Goku's grip, Goku gathers energy around him, turning himself into a living bomb. When he detonates, the resulting explosion engulfs the surrounding area and the sky is filled with smoke. When the smoke finally clears, Goku is back in his kid form, lying on the ground exhausted. Dr. Mu assumes Super 17 is defeated, but to everyone's shock, the android emerges from the water. He reveals that he shielded himself at the last second, saving both his and Goku's lives. Super 17 prepares to kill Goku and avenge the Red Ribbon Army, but Android 18 arrives just in time. 18 steps in front of Goku and vows to avenge Krillin's death, surprising Goku, who's learning this for the first time. She declares that if Super 17 fires his blast, they'll all be destroyed as she has a bomb implanted in her chest, catching Goku's attention as he realizes she's bluffing. She tears part of her shirt, exposing her left breast, still covered by her bra, and golds Super 17 to finish them. She also tells 17 that he's changed for the worse, and she'll never forgive him for killing her husband. Dr. Mu makes the mistake of berating Super 17 for not killing Android 18 immediately, noting that even if she does have a bomb in her body, there's no way it could do any serious damage to him. Rather than attacking Android 18, Super 17 turns and kills Dr. Mu, much to the surprise of everyone. Super 17 then turns his attention back to Android 18, who unleashes a barrage of energy blasts at her twin brother. Goku warns her that Super 17 will absorb all of the ki blasts, but 18 doesn't care, stating she would rather die than let 17 win. This prompts Goku to realize that Super 17 becomes vulnerable while absorbing energy and comes up with a plan. Seizing the moment, Goku taps into his final reserves of energy and charges at Super 17 with the Super Dragon Fist, piercing through his stomach. Fatally wounded, Super 17 is vaporized by Goku's Kamehameha, finally avenging Krillin's death. Vegeta commends Goku's victory from afar, and Goku comforts Android 18, noting that the original 17 showed them how to defeat Super 17 by exposing his weakness and turning on Dr. Mu. He reassures 18 that Krillin would be proud of her for avenging him, which cheers her up. Soon after, Chi-Chi and Videl arrive on the battlefield, ready to fight Super 17, but Goku informs them that the battle is already over. Bulma and Bola arrive after, alerting Goku that the gateway opened from Hell disrupted the natural order of things on Earth, causing what would otherwise be considered natural disasters. They all decide to gather the Dragon Balls to put things back to normal, in addition to resurrecting Krillin along with the other victims of Super 17. However, when they collect the Dragon Balls, they discover that they're cracked. Despite this, they decide to try using them anyway, but the sky becomes red, and Goku senses an unfamiliar evil presence. Smoke begins to ooze from the Dragon Balls, eventually forming into a large, blue dragon that nobody has seen before. As the foul smoke moves forth from the broken Dragon Balls, this new dragon looms ominously over the planet. The Shadow Dragon saga takes place after the battle with Super 17. The group is left bewildered when the Dragon Balls fail to summon Shenron, instead producing the sinister Black Smoke Shenron. The Dark Dragon mocks the notion of granting wishes, much to Pan's frustration as she demands he fulfill their request. Calmly lighting a cigar, Black Smoke Shenron flaunts his power over the group. Using his abilities, the dragon levitates the Dragon Balls around him, absorbing them into his body and unleashes the Shadow Dragons upon the world, leaving behind a stunning aurora across the sky. At that moment, King Kai telepathically communicates with the group, warning them about the danger posed by this new dragon. However, before he can fully explain, old Kai interrupts with a lecture, scolding them for their misuse of the Dragon Balls over the years and the resulting disruption of nature's balance. He explains that the dragons created are capable of not only destroying the Earth, but the entire universe as well. Annoyed by his constant berating, Bulma demands he be quiet, leading to an argument about respect and who's truly at fault for the misuse of the Dragon Balls. Kibito Kai steps in to restore order and explains that every positive wish the group made on the Dragon Balls generated an equal amount of negative energy. Since the energy didn't have time to dissipate naturally, taking about 100 years per wish, it eventually reached a tipping point, unleashing the Shadow Dragons upon the universe. As Kibito Kai finishes his explanation, Mr. Popo arrives with a tale of the planet Eros, which also had a Shadow Dragon appear. He explains that it wasn't long before the planet and its entire galaxy vanished. Old Kai once again reiterates the dangers of misusing the Dragon Balls and blames Bulma, who in turn shifts the blame to Dende for not warning them sooner. Bulma then attempts to rally the group to support her, but they refuse. She reflects on events of the past, recalling how she was helpless and vulnerable until Goku came along and led her on a quest for the Dragon Balls. She pins the blame on Goku, who to her surprise, takes full responsibility without protest and prepares to clean up the mess he believes he made. Old Kai warns Goku that time is running out, and Goku is eager to face the challenge. Gohan offers to join his father, but Goku insists he handle it alone, confident in his Super Saiyan 4 form. The family bids him farewell, and as Goku departs, Pan slips away unnoticed. Shortly after setting off, Goku notices a trail of devastation left by the Shadow Dragons. Each dragon finds a home in a specific environment. Nova Shenron resides in a volcano, causing it to erupt and destroy a nearby village. Ice Shenron flies through the mountains, coating himself in ice. Rage Shenron appears as lightning during a thunderstorm, striking a city with a massive explosion. Oceanus Shenron decimates a city with a ferocious tornado. Natron Shenron emerges from the earth as a majestic dragon made of dirt, and Haze Shenron takes on the form of a whirlpool before transforming into his normal state, polluting and destroying all living things in a large area. As Goku begins his search, he remembers that he can sense the dragon's powers, but not the Dragon Balls themselves. As he turns back, he realizes Pan has secretly been following him the entire time. Fortunately, Pan brought Giru along, who has the dragon radar built into him. However, Pan insists that if she isn't able to tag along, neither will Giru. Reluctantly, Goku agrees to let her join him in his search for the Shadow Dragons. It's not long before Giru discovers a Dragon Ball's location in a nearby village. Goku and Pan spot villagers running through a polluted corridor of sludge and notice Haze Shenron terrorizing a helpless woman. Enraged, Pan charges at Haze, delivering a kick to his face that sends him flying. Shocked by her strength, Haze tries to intimidate her with aggressive words, but ends up looking foolish when rubble lands on his foot, causing him to cry out in pain. Goku and Pan question if this is truly one of the terrifying Shadow Dragons, and the three prepare for their confrontation. Despite Haze Shenron's claim of being the strongest of the 7 evil dragons, Goku and Pan believe he's unbelievably weak. Pan smacks Haze Shenron into a cliff and demands the 2-star Dragon Ball he holds. In response, Haze begins to grow in size, and Goku assumes he's about to transform. However, the dragon denies this, claiming transformations are for cornered cowards and that a true warrior doesn't need them. Pan then uses him as a punching bag, unleashing a barrage of heavy attacks. After Pan demands the Dragon Ball again, Haze replies that the fight has only just begun. Goku, noticing the vast difference in power, wonders what's going on. Haze Shenron attempts to attack with his tail, but Pan easily dodges and drop kicks him from the sky. The dragon taunts her, asking if she's gathering Dragon Balls to make herself less ugly, which prompts Pan to beat him even more fiercely. As Haze laughs, Goku notes something strange. Pan is becoming fatigued, while Haze remains unfazed. When Pan attacks again, Haze is able to block all of her punches. He retaliates by punching Pan in the stomach, and when Goku charges at him, Haze dodges and headbutts both Pan and Goku together. They attack again, but Haze locks Pan in his grip and tail slaps Goku away. The dragon then declares his intent to eat Pan, prompting Goku to transform into his Super Saiyan form. However, he reverts to normal, confused about what happened. The evil dragon reveals that the polluted lake is the source of their diminishing strength. Hei's Shenron's body emits negative energy that's poisoned the lake and drained life energy from the surrounding air, weakening Goku and Pan. Pan realizes that they didn't lose because Hei's got stronger, but because they got weaker. Goku calls it an unfair trick, but Hei's retorts that he's merely speeding up the process that Goku began. Pan questions how Goku is responsible for Hei's existence, and the dragon reminds the Saiyan of a boy named Upa. Goku remembers when mercenary Tao killed Upa's father long ago, and he used the Dragon Balls to revive him. Hei's reveals that he was born from the negative energy of that wish and sarcastically thanks Goku for bringing him into existence. Hei's then uses Pan like a bowling ball, rolling her into Goku and knocking him down. Goku, determined to defeat Hei's, is mocked by the dragon, who notes the Saiyan can barely stand before firing a mouth blast at him and Pan. Hei's prepares to throw the two into the poison lake, but Giru tries to intervene by firing missiles at the dragon, which have no effect. Hei's swats Giru into the lake and throws Goku and Pan in as well. As Pan sinks, she wishes for Gohan, Videl, Trunks, Goten, or even Hercule to save her, but it's Giru who manages to do the job. Giru drags both Pan and Goku into an uncontaminated part of the lake, where a spring keeps the water pure. They discover that they're able to breathe due to the spring's magical properties, and speaking to Goku telepathically, Pan comes up with an idea to use the Kamehameha to propel them to the surface. Outside the lake, Shenron celebrates his apparent victory, declaring that if he covers the earth with pollution, it will become his paradise. However, Pan and Goku suddenly reappear behind him, fully restored by the spring, and vow to attack at full power. Now terrified, Hei's tries to escape toward the lake, but Goku and Pan fire a combined Kamehameha at him, disintegrating the evil dragon except for the 2-star Dragon Ball. The blackened, cracked Dragon Ball heals itself, returning to its original orange and whole form. Goku and Pan celebrate their first Dragon Ball victory, but they know there are still 6 more Shadow Dragons left, and the others won't be as easy to defeat as Hei's Shenron was. As the two continue their quest for the Dragon Balls, they come across an abandoned city. A nearby couple warns them to leave, explaining that the city's residents fled due to a slime that absorbs electricity. Determined to complete their mission, Goku and Pan stay and soon encounter Rage Shenron, the 5-star dragon. Initially, Goku's unimpressed by his small size, as he's barely taller than a steel can. Despite his appearance, Rage Shenron arrogantly claims his powers far exceed anything Goku or Pan can achieve. He demonstrates his abilities using his electric slime, a substance that electrocutes anything it touches. He further shows that he can transform into a giant by absorbing energy from his electric slime. Rage Shenron reveals that he was born from the wish Master Roshi made to revive Goku during the Saiyan invasion, allowing him to fight Vegeta and Nappa. The two square off and Goku is overwhelmed, prompting him to transform into his Super Saiyan 4 form. Rage uses his electric attacks, but they prove useless against Goku in this state. Goku tries to end the fight by using a ×10 Kamehameha to destroy both Rage and his electric slime. Surprisingly, Rage survives the attack and manages to absorb the energy from Goku's Kamehameha, sending it back at the Saiyan. Protecting Pan from the counterattack, Goku takes the full force of his own blast, suffering heavy damage and reverting to his childlike form. Rage Shenron then drains the last of the city's electricity, causing his slime to grow massive, making it difficult for Pan and Goku to escape. Rage uses his slime to trap both Goku and Pan, intending to kill them via electricity. Pan passes out from the pain, but Goku suffers as the voltage increases. However, the dragon's plans are thwarted when it begins to rain, triggering a massive short circuit across his entire slime body. Goku and Pan retreat to a safe distance and watch as Rage Shenron struggles in vain to scatter his electric slime. The slime's vast surface area prevents him from seeking shelter, and his slime body eventually explodes. Reduced to his normal size, Rage Shenron is found severely injured amidst the rubble. Goku and Pan urge him to surrender, and Rage agrees, telling them that they've earned the 5-star Dragon Ball and offers it to Pan. But as Pan reaches for the Dragon Ball, Rage attempts attempts one final attack on her. Pan manages to escape in time, and Goku immediately destroys the Shadow Dragon with a close-range Kamehameha. With the 5-star Dragon Ball back to normal, Goku and Pan prepare for the next Shadow Dragon. As the two and Giru continue their search, they stumble upon a seemingly deserted village. The silence is broken when an octopus falls from the sky onto Pan's head, soon followed by other fish and sea creatures. Suddenly, the villagers rush out to gather this unexpected bounty. A skeptical young boy named Column appears and explains that the fish are making the village's men lazy, as they now spend all their time partying. They refuse to listen to him and leave, the boy soon revealing to Goku and Pan that ever since Princess Auto appeared, the kids of the village have been put to work while their parents goof off. He also mentions that the local seagulls have been harmed by the falling fish and can no longer fly, carrying one with him to keep him safe. Suddenly, Giru alerts the group of a Dragon Ball's presence, revealing Princess Auto, who's actually Oceanus Shenron. As she makes her way toward the group, Goku warns the villagers to run for safety, aware she isn't who she pretends to be. This angers Oceanus, who then confronts Goku and Pan. She reveals her true identity as well as her control over air and water, and the fact that she was born from the wish Oolong made for a pair of panties to thwart Emperor Pilaf, a fact that embarrasses her greatly. Enraged, Oceanus attacks Goku and Pan, who retaliate, but their strikes are effortlessly deflected. In response, Oceanus launches her Hurricane Fury attack, which Goku flies into head-on. This attack blows Goku away and shreds his clothes, leaving him completely naked. Pan and Oceanus are clearly uncomfortable, and Pan silently hands Goku new clothes. From this attack, Goku deduces that Oceanus' technique relies on the way she spins while attacking. After he mentions this to her, Oceanus transforms into a grotesque dragon before quickly reverting to her human form, stating that no one who's seen her true form has ever lived to tell the tale. Goku decides to try Oceanus' spinning technique, and the two battle as vortexes. He manages to headbutt her, but Oceanus retaliates with a massive gust of wind, slamming Goku into a cliffside. As he's battered by the relentless wind, Oceanus intensifies the assault with a whirlwind spin attack. It seems like there's no escape until the seagull Comb was carrying unexpectedly flies into the eye of the tornado surrounding Oceanus and begins pecking at her face. This distracts her momentarily, but not long enough for Goku to recover before she resumes her attack, pushing him deeper into the cliff. Pan realizes that the eye of the tornado is the key to Oceanus' weakness and fires a Kamehameha into it, striking Oceanus and forcing her to transform back into her monstrous dragon form. Goku seizes the opportunity and unleashes a massive Kamehameha of his own that completely obliterates Oceanus Shenron, allowing the team to reclaim the 6-star Dragon Ball. The fishermen of the village express their gratitude to Goku and Pan and vow to work harder. The two then take off with Giru and fly into the distance, continuing their journey to save the Earth. The trio are soaring through the air in search of the next Shadow Dragon when Giru detects a Dragon Ball beneath them. The group lands, but there's no sign of the Shadow Dragon. Giru, however, insists the Dragon Ball is underground. Goku begins to dig, but is soon interrupted by a loud rumble and some terribly off-key singing. The source is Natron Shenron, a purple, mole-like dragon who digs through the earth, singing joyfully about his love for causing earthquakes. At first, he seems oblivious to Goku, Pan, and Giru, so Goku yells in his ear, grabbing his attention. Surprised to see them, Natron admits he's not much of a fighter, but still refuses to hand over the Dragon Ball. He resumes digging while Goku, refusing to destroy him if he doesn't want to fight, tries to provoke him with insults. When that doesn't work, Pan fires a barrage of ki blasts, but they have no effect. As Natron continues tunneling, Goku and Pan realize he's heading straight for a nearby city. Goku rushes to warn the people, with Pan following close behind. They arrive just as the tremors begin, and both leap into action to save the citizens from disaster. Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 4 and holds up a falling building, joining Pan to shift the unstable Earth back into place and save the city from destruction. Realizing his plan has been thwarted, Natron finally attacks Goku and Pan with a punch, but Goku easily dodges and counters with a kick to the stomach, followed by several strikes that send Natron flying out of the city. Goku acknowledges that Natron can fight decently when motivated, but Natron boasts that when he gets serious, he's 10 times the fighter they just faced. Pan, curious about the wish that created Natron, questions him, and the dragon reveals that he was born from the wish that revived the people killed by Majin Vegeta during the World Martial Arts Tournament. He then launches his aftershock attack, but Pan quickly notices they can dodge it by staying in the air. This only enrages Natron further, prompting him to unleash a barrage of aftershocks at Goku and Pan, which they evade before landing on his head and using his own attack against him. Humiliated by his own defeat, the charged Shadow Dragon crashes to the ground as Goku reverts to his base form, exploding in a cloud of smoke that sends the 7-star Dragon Ball into Pan's hands. However, instead of restoring itself, the corrupted ball transforms into a blue sphere of light that engulfs Pan. Despite Goku's efforts, Pan is absorbed into the ball, which then swells and morphs into a larger, more dragon-like version of Natron Shenron, now blue and more powerful. Laughing, Natron reveals that he'd been fooling the two all along. He explains that he had possessed a mole's body until they defeated him, allowing him to use the Dragon Ball to take over Pan's body this time. Now, with his strength greatly increased by his new host, Natron attacks Goku, intending to wear him down before claiming his Super Saiyan 4 body for himself. Goku must now face one of the most agonizing decisions of his life. To obtain the 7-star Dragon Ball, he'll have to go through his own granddaughter. When Natron Shenron begins hurting innocent people, Goku transforms into a Super Saiyan 4, relying on the form's heightened aggression to help him make the difficult choice of attacking Pan for the greater good. Realizing Goku's resolve, Natron panics and pleads with him, reminding Goku that attacking him will also harm Pan. Goku asserts that Pan would rather sacrifice herself than see more innocent lives lost, and fires a ×10 Kamehameha at Natron Shenron. However, the blast lacks the power to finish the job because Goku subconsciously holds back, knowing Pan is still inside the dragon. As Goku weakens and begins losing energy, Natron Shenron takes the advantage, relentlessly beating and blasting him before knocking him into a building. Confident in his superiority, Natron boasts on his apparent victory and begins to taunt Goku. Goku remains silent, seemingly defeated with his eyes closed. Thinking he's won, Natron Shenron mockingly releases part of Pan from his stomach, trying to break Goku further. Pan pleads with her grandfather to fight back, but it appears hopeless. Tiring of the game, Natron begins to reabsorb Pan when suddenly Goku springs to life, grabbing his granddaughter and pulling her out of the dragon's body. With Pan safely removed, Natron reverts to his true form, a small, weak brown creature whose head is barely larger than the Dragon Ball atop it. It becomes clear that Natron is powerless on his own and can only increase his strength by absorbing other living beings. In a desperate attempt to survive, he tries to absorb a nearby bird, but Goku blocks his path, chastising him for his cruelty. Natron then pathetically begs for mercy, hoping to lower Goku's guard, but his attempt to fire a ki blast is useless, barely scratching the Super Saiyan 4. Furious at the dragon's deceitful tactics, Goku delivers a brutal beating before finishing Natron off with a ×10 Kamehameha. With 4 Dragon Balls securely in their possession, Goku and Pan continue their quest in search of the 5th. Giru detects the next Dragon Ball in a nearby city, and the group are confronted by the formidable Nova Shenron, the Shadow Dragon of Fire. Overconfident in their previous victories against the other Shadow Dragons, Pan recklessly charges into battle alone, but Nova Shenron easily knocks her unconscious. Goku demands that the dragon release Pan, but to his surprise, Nova gently sets her aside, sparing her life. He then reveals he was created by the wish from the evil King Piccolo to restore his youth. With this, the battle between Goku and Nova Shenron begins. Goku quickly realizes that the searing heat radiating from his opponent poses a unique challenge. Punching or kicking Nova risks severe burns, with his hand nearly burning off and his toes at risk from the dragon's scorching body and energy blasts, which can reach temperatures hotter than the sun. Goku tries to retreat into a building and find an opening to counterattack, but Nova relentlessly pursues him, leaving Goku with little chance to regroup. Meanwhile, Giru, who's watching over the unconscious Pan, is ambushed by another Shadow Dragon, Ice Shenron. This new attacker damages Giru, steals the Dragon Balls, and turns his aggression towards Pan. As Goku and Nova continue their battle outside, Goku learns that the dragon draws his power from the sun, making his energy seemingly limitless. Goku attempts to blind him with a solar flare, but its stopping power proves ineffective. Nova then powers up further by breaking free from his shell, unleashing his true form. In response, Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 4, preparing for the intensifying fight. As the two begin their battle, we cut to Vegeta, the Prince of Saiyans, who has always carried the heavy weight of being second to Goku. Though he and Goku set aside their rivalry long ago and became friends, Vegeta finds himself once again reflecting on the burning desire he once had to prove himself superior. He remembers their first meeting, when he believed a low-class Saiyan warrior like Goku could never defeat him, yet he was wrong. He recalls all the moments when he managed to surpass Goku, only for the Saiyan to ascend to an even greater level, leaving him behind again. This realization leads Vegeta to question whether he's destined to always remain in second place. After sorting through his thoughts, Vegeta heads over to see Bulma, who's busy working on her computer. Together, they watch a replay of the battle between Goku and Vegeta, back when Vegeta was possessed by Baby. During this, they stumble upon an astonishing discovery, a potential way for Vegeta to achieve the same power as Goku, the form of Super Saiyan 4. Bulma even jokes about Vegeta one day reaching Super Saiyan 5, but for now, their goal is clear: to help Vegeta attain Super Saiyan 4 and finally stand on equal ground with Goku. As Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Nova Shenron continue their intense battle, Nova fires a fiery energy wave that collides with Goku's Kamehameha, causing a massive explosion that hurls nearby vehicles into surrounding buildings. Once the explosion fades, the two warriors exchange blows until Nova resorts to firing another fiery energy wave from his right hand. Goku dodges and attempts to counterpunch, but Nova puts him in a headlock and blasts a key shot into Goku's face, sending him flying into a nearby building. Nova then approaches Goku as he begins to recover, firing another attack at him. Goku, however, manages to escape the impact crater before the blast strikes, resulting in a spherical fiery explosion. Nova, demonstrating his superior speed, evades Goku's charge before being headbutted, the Saiyan preparing a Kamehameha soon after. Nova, however, is too fast, forcing Goku to fire the attack at a nearby building. Caught in Nova's grip, Goku breaks free and begins charging a ×10 Kamehameha, using the after image technique to avoid getting caught again. As Goku's after images surround Nova, the Shadow Dragon halts his pursuit and closes his eyes, using Ki Sense to detect the real Goku. Their battle continues in an abandoned building where Goku tricks Nova with a mirror and corners the Shadow Dragon. With Goku holding the upper hand, Nova requests to be killed, but Goku spares him as repayment for Nova sparing Pan earlier. With the score settled, Goku states they can now fight without reservation, but the situation takes a turn when Ice Shenron appears, freezing Goku's hand. Nova Shenron then reveals a shocking secret: he's Ice Shenron's brother. Holding up Pan's backpack, Ice reveals that during the fight, he stole the Dragon Balls and brutally attacked Pan. Goku, seeing his injured granddaughter staggering below, rushes to comfort her. Pan, before losing consciousness, apologizes for losing the Dragon Balls. Ice takes matters into his own hands and blows Goku away, scolding Nova for being too soft on him. Nova, however, defends his actions as part of his code and tells his brother not to interfere, insisting he can win alone. Ice dismisses this and attacks Goku, though his blast tosses Pan's unconscious body around. Before Goku can react, Ice uses his ice rays to freeze Goku's limbs one by one, starting with his arms. He pummels the Saiyan relentlessly, though Goku continues to fight effectively using just his legs. In response, Ice freezes Goku's legs and eventually his entire body. With Goku immobilized, Ice orders Nova to finish him off. When he refuses, the two come to blows, Nova on the receiving end of a beatdown. He pretends to submit to killing Goku, but instead frees him from his icy prison with his Nova Star technique, much to his brother's anger. As Goku resumes battling Ice Shenron, he confidently declares that he can defeat the Ice Dragon in just 10 seconds. Ice responds by powering up, and freezes the entire city. With the city frozen, Ice Shenron engages in battle with Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Goku quickly gains the upper hand, pummeling Ice into the ground and preparing to finish him off with a Kamehameha. However, Ice spots an unconscious Pan and uses her as a shield, causing Goku to drop his guard. Taking advantage of the Saiyan's hesitation, Ice throws Pan at him, forcing Goku to catch her, leaving him defenseless. He smashed into a building and sent pummeling to the ground, Pan still in the Saiyan's arms. Ice kicks Goku while he's down, but Goku grabs hold of the dragon's foot, furious at him for using his granddaughter against him. He throws Ice into a nearby building, preparing a ×10 Kamehameha to finish him. Ice, however, flies around Nova Shenron, using his brother as a shield to trick Goku into dropping his guard again. When Goku hesitates, Ice takes the opportunity to freeze him once more. After being scolded by Nova for his cowardice, Ice is about to destroy Goku with his ice cannon. However, Goku breaks free from his icy prison just in time to halt the Shadow Dragon's energy beam. Still enraged at Ice for using both Pan and Nova as shields, Goku threatens to kill him at point-blank range. Ice, panicked, begins to beg for his life, offering the corrupted Dragon Ball as a bribe. Nova, in a show of respect, advises Goku to take the Dragon Ball and spare Ice's life. Goku agrees, offering the Shadow Dragon to hand over the Dragon Ball and leave forever. However, Ice is only pretending to comply and secretly forms ice claws and slashes Goku across the eyes, blinding him. Just as Ice moves in to finish him off, Goku, despite his blindness, uses his other heightened senses to impale Ice through his chest with his fist. Goku ends the fight by finishing Ice with a devastating Dragon Fist technique, which encases the city and crashes down on the Ice Dragon, obliterating him completely. Ice's 3-star Dragon Ball returns to normal, and while attempting to wash his eyes in hopes of reversing his blindness, Goku is offered an antidote by Nova Shenron, which would restore his sight. Nova explains that unlike his brother, he values a fair fight and promises to return once Goku's vision is restored. Suddenly, Nova is struck from behind by an energy blast, which also shatters the antidote Goku was holding. The attacker steps forward, revealing himself to be Sin Shenron, the 1-star dragon and the most powerful of the Shadow Dragons. Disgusted by Nova's mercy and his offer of an antidote, Sin fires another blast aimed at Goku. In an act of selflessness, Nova sacrifices himself by throwing his body in front of Goku, taking the blast. Nova apologizes to Goku, saying he had wanted to finish their fight honorably, and dies with the 4-star Dragon Ball returning to normal. Furious, Goku rises to confront Sin, but the villain coldly reminds him that the Shadow Dragons were born from Goku's overuse of the Dragon Balls, condemning him for the very cause of their existence. The fight between Goku and Sin begins, with Sin quickly gaining the upper hand. Despite Goku's powerful ×10 Kamehameha, he proves no match for the Shadow Dragon, who unleashes a homing energy ball that tracks Goku's every move. Goku is ultimately hit and sent crashing into a building, still blind and rendered unconscious. As Pan regains consciousness and sees her grandfather in danger, she cries out for help. Goku reverts to his child form, confronted by Sin, who prepares to deliver the final blow. However, he's saved in the nick of time by his son, Goten, who arrives with Gohan, Trunks, and Oob. Alongside them are Chi-Chi, Videl, and Hercule, who vow to stay by Goku's side even if it means the end of the world. Goku expresses gratitude for everyone's support, but warns them that even with their combined efforts, they won't be able to defeat the evil dragon. Gohan acknowledges this, and the group reveal another plan, for Goku to absorb their Saiyan power to restore his strength. The Saiyans begin the process of transferring their energy to Goku, but Sin Shenron quickly interrupts, attacking before they can finish. Goku uses the energy he's already absorbed to save his allies just in time, allowing them to restart the process. However, Goku admits that even at full power, he won't be able to defeat Sin Shenron. Instead, he requests his friends continue giving him additional energy, enough for him to surpass his current limits despite the potential danger. As the Saiyans transfer more energy to Goku, Oob engages Sin Shenron, attempting to buy time. Though Oob is clearly no match for the Shadow Dragon, his efforts annoy Shin long enough for Goku to reach a new, more powerful state, super full power Saiyan 4. When Goku resumes his battle with Sin Shenron in this upgraded form, it becomes clear that Sin is no longer a match for him, even with Goku still blinded. Not even Sin Shenron's dirty tricks can affect Goku now, as demonstrated when the Saiyan proves he can see everything, including inanimate objects, given his other heightened senses. Goku then fires a devastating Kamehameha at Sin Shenron and appears to have finished him off, prompting his friends to celebrate their victory. However, as Pan tries to collect the scattered Dragon Balls, she notices them being pulled away. To everyone's shock, Sin Shenron is still standing. The dragon consumes all 7 Dragon Balls, powering up to an even more fearsome form. As the group look on, the ultimate Shadow Dragon, Omega Shenron, is born. With just a flick of his hand, he blows everyone away, leaving Goku on the battlefield alone. Confident in his abilities, Omega describes the wasteland he's created to a blind Goku, noting that it'll be the perfect place for a cemetery. Goku, however, retorts, noting that it'll be Omega who's buried by the battle's end. He powers up and deals devastating blows to Omega Shenron, but they have no effect. Much to Goku's surprise, Omega wields the abilities of the previous Shadow Dragons against him, initially demonstrating with Nova's intense heat and Ice's freezing abilities. Goku is quickly taken down as the remaining Shadow Dragon techniques are used against him, but his newfound strength keeps him afloat, despite his beatdown at the hands of Omega. In a surprising turn of events, Goku regains his vision though pretends to still be blinded with Omega, using the opportunity to unleash the Dragon Fist on him, crashing through the dragon's body and blowing him up. However, Omega regenerates via Rage Shenron's abilities, forcing Goku into an increasingly desperate situation. To provoke Goku into fighting more fiercely, Omega targets his family and friends, including his sons, wife, daughter-in-law, Trunks, and even Hercule. Goku is fiercely attacked as well, and everyone lies unconscious as Omega looms over them. Goku, however, rises to his feet, caught off guard by Omega's superior speed. Determined to protect his family and Earth, Goku resolves to self-destruct. He grabs Omega from behind and nearly completes the technique when Vegeta arrives, urging him not to go through with it as he'd only succeed in killing himself. Vegeta then shocks Goku by revealing that he now possesses the means to reach Super Saiyan 4. Bulma arrives soon after, and with the help of her Blutz Wave generator, Vegeta transforms into a Great Ape. At first, it seems the Saiyan Prince has lost control and is on a rampage, prepared to crush even Goku. However, Vegeta manages to regain control of his senses alone and transforms into a golden Great Ape, and finally into Super Saiyan 4. Everyone is in awe of the tremendous power the two Super Saiyan 4s possess, leading to a typical quarrel between Chi-Chi and Bulma over whose husband looks better. Goku and Vegeta power up to max, but despite their combined might, the two Super Saiyan 4s realize they can't defeat Omega Shenron separately. In response, Vegeta, to Goku's astonishment, suggests they use the fusion technique to win. Omega is eager to battle the two, but Trunks, Gohan, and Goten intervene to buy their father some time. While Vegeta urges Goku to hurry, Goku takes a moment to admire how well their sons fight together. The trio of half Saiyans are defeated and Goku and Vegeta successfully fuse, creating the formidable Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Though Omega Shenron boasts of being the strongest, he quickly finds himself unable to land a hit, while Gogeta effortlessly dodges and counters without breaking a sweat. However, Gogeta's playful demeanor slows his progress as he delays attacking Omega at full force. His plan becomes clear when Omega, in a fit of rage, prepares his gigantic negative Karma Ball attack. With just a simple kick, Gogeta channels his positive energy into it, neutralizing the negative energy surrounding the Earth and freeing it from the Shadow Dragon's barrier. Gogeta decides to end the battle and delivers a devastating Big Bang Kamehameha, seemingly obliterating Omega Shenron and causing the Dragon Balls to emerge from his body. Though Omega regenerates, now technically Sin again, he's noticeably weakened and close to defeat. Gogeta prepares another Big Bang Kamehameha to finish Sin, But just as he's about to fire, the fusion abruptly ends, separating Goku and Vegeta. Goku is shocked, and Vegeta notes that the fusion barely lasted 10 minutes, much shorter than the usual 30. Vegeta questions why, and Goku speculates that the immense power of 2 Super Saiyan 4s might have caused the fusion to shorten. With the fusion undone, Sin rejoices in their apparent failure, though the two remain defiant, insisting they can still defeat the Shadow Dragon on their own. As Sin moves to reclaim the Dragon Balls, ingesting them once more and becoming Omega, Goku intercepts the final 4-star ball, determined to keep Omega from achieving full power. Goku and Vegeta attempt to regain their edge by performing the fusion dance, while Omega Shenron seeks to restore his full power by ingesting the 4-star Dragon Ball. In a desperate move, Goku swallows the 4-star Dragon Ball himself to prevent Omega from reclaiming it, nearly choking in the process before managing to get it down. Omega declares that he'll have to kill Goku to retrieve it, but Vegeta refuses to let that happen and launches an attack, though he fails to land any hits. Omega continues to pummel the two as they struggle to inflict damage, but Goku manages to succeed a bit by headbutting the back of the dragon's head. Goku then gives Omega a lecture, explaining that those who are bad live in fear because they know their lives can easily be taken away. He tells Omega that only by being good can one expect good things to happen, though Omega brushes off the Saiyan's words. Vegeta then interjects, saying that he learned the hard way that Goku's wisdom should be heeded. Unmoved, Omega continues to toss Goku and Vegeta around with ease, mocking the fact that even 2 Super Saiyan 4s, the pinnacle of Saiyan power, are no match for him. Realizing they have no other choice, Goku and Vegeta repeatedly try to fuse, but Omega, now aware of the fusion technique, interrupts their attempts. To outwit the dragon, Goku and Vegeta come up with a deceptive strategy. They create duplicates of themselves, confusing Omega, who can't tell which are the real ones. They manage to perform the fusion dance, but to Vegeta's frustration, they don't fuse. When Vegeta questions why, Goku asserts that maybe he didn't extend his index fingers properly, though that's not the true reason. Trunks speculates that Goku may be out of energy after his prolonged fight with Omega, and realizing this, Omega mockingly offers Goku and Vegeta another chance to fuse. Unfortunately, during this attempt, Goku unexpectedly reverts to his child form, shocking everyone. Omega prepares to deliver the final blow, but suddenly, the 4-star Dragon Ball appears on Goku's forehead. Goku is initially unaware of this, even after Vegeta gives him a clear hint. It isn't until Pan tells him to touch his forehead that he realizes what's happened. Meanwhile, Omega Shenron decides to kill Goku and reclaim the Dragon Ball, moving in for the attack. At that moment, the Dragon Ball begins glowing and flies between the two, transforming into Nova Shenron. Goku is glad to see him, but Nova remains distant, speaking to Omega. Omega reveals that Nova was given a portion of his negative energy while fused with him, making the dragon his ally and stronger than ever. Omega then commands Nova to kill Goku, and the dragon appears eager, warning the Saiyan that this time he won't show any mercy. Vegeta tries to intervene, but Nova is too fast and easily knocks him away. Nova turns his attention to Goku, who struggles to land a blow. As Trunks checks on Vegeta, who's unharmed, Vegeta realizes that Nova isn't trying to hurt them. His suspicions are confirmed when Omega demands that Nova finish Goku off so he can fight a stronger opponent. Instead, Nova and Goku team up to attack Omega Shenron. Omega expresses confusion, stating that Nova should be fully charged with negative energy. However, Nova explains that when Goku swallowed the 4-star ball, some of the Saiyan's positive energy was transferred to him. With this newfound energy, Nova restrains Omega and traps him in a fiery sphere, intending to burn and destroy him. Nova self-destructs and triggers a massive explosion, decimating the entire battlefield. The explosion suggests the battle is over, as Nova emerges from the sphere victorious. However, Nova's body suddenly breaks apart, and Omega Shenron reappears from within it. He reveals that within the sphere, he forced the 6 remaining Dragon Balls into Nova's body, essentially merging with his dragon form. Now, with all 7 Dragon Balls in his possession, Omega has regained his full strength. Goku attempts to attack him, but he's utterly outmatched. On the sacred world of the Kai, Kibito and Elder Kai are watching the ongoing battle, the Elder asserting that if Goku and Vegeta are defeated, the entire galaxy will be polluted with negative energy. He goes on to say that even the world of the Kai will be affected, much to their dismay. On Earth, Vegeta attempts to power up, but he reverts to his normal state, having exhausted all his energy. With both Goku and Vegeta back in their base forms, they're left completely at Omega's mercy. Omega rushes in and deals devastating blows to the two, wearing them down even more. Bored with their futile bickering, Omega unleashes another negative karma ball, intending to obliterate the Earth. Goku steps forward, using all his remaining strength to hold back the attack's destructive force. As he struggles against the overwhelming negative energy, Goku reflects on the suffering Earth has endured because he and his friends have overused the power of the Dragon Balls. He pleads for the strength to defeat Omega Shenron, vowing that he and his friends will survive without relying on the Dragon Balls from now on. However, the negative energy proves too much for Goku to contain, and the Karma Ball eventually explodes, creating a massive crater in the Earth. Everyone believes that Goku was killed in the blast and mourns his apparent death. Meanwhile, Omega Shenron creates a huge aura of negative energy and declares his intention to destroy the entire universe after finishing off Earth. Realizing the dire situation, Vegeta orders Trunks, Gohan, and Goten to get their family off Earth while he holds off Omega Shenron for as long as he can. They reluctantly obey, evacuating their families before returning to aid Vegeta in his desperate last stand. In the midst of this, Omega's negative energy overwhelms the Earth, killing its citizens and destroying entire cities. Vegeta and the others keep up their futile struggle against Omega Shenron, with Vegeta falling victim to a brutal Dragon Thunder attack. Everyone but the Saiyan Prince is knocked unconscious, though his final assault in honor of Goku is swatted aside with ease. Just as Omega is about to deliver the final blow to Vegeta, he notices something stirring in the crater below him. Goku is alive, having undergone a mysterious power-up. As he rises to the surface, he prepares the final hope of the universe, the Universal Spirit Bomb. Since Goku has already used all of Earth's energy to create the attack, he knows it won't be enough to destroy Omega Shenron. Desperate, he contacts King Kai in Otherworld, asking him to spread word across the universe about Earth's plight and request energy from every living being. Goku successfully gathers energy from the entire universe, and after thanking everyone for their help, he launches the massive Spirit Bomb at Omega Shenron. The attack hits directly, and the Shadow Dragon is completely obliterated for good. With the Shadow Dragons finally defeated, the Dragon Balls return to their normal state. Everyone rushes to Goku's side, but suddenly, Shenron, the original Eternal Dragon, appears without being summoned. Shenron heals Goku of his injuries and informs the Z-Fighters that he will now depart from the Earth, removing the ability for anyone to grant any wishes for a long time due to the negative energy the Dragon Balls have accumulated. However, Goku requests one final wish for old time's sake, to bring back everyone killed by Super 17 and the Shadow Dragons. Shenron grants the wish, but announces his departure. He requests that Goku come along with him. As he does so, a recovering Vegeta rushes over and demands to know where Goku is going. Realizing that Goku is going to train with Shenron, Vegeta accepts it. Before leaving, Goku entrusts Vegeta with the responsibility of protecting Earth, telling him that its safety is now in his hands. Bulma, reminiscing about the first time she met Goku when she was just 16 and searching for the Dragon Balls, says she'll miss him. Others like Yamcha and Par, and Tien Shinhan and Chaozu, busy training, also catch glimpses of Goku with Shenron. Before leaving for good, Goku requests they stop at Kame House where he reunites with Krillin, who was revived by the final wish. They chat about old times and engage in a lighthearted spar, which Krillin wins. Goku then vanishes, much to his confusion. Master Roshi, there as well, thanks Shenron for the Dragon Balls and bids Goku farewell. Goku also visits Piccolo, still in hell, keeping watch over the realm. Goku thanks Piccolo for all he's done and tells him he'll find a way out someday before disappearing, without saying goodbye. Meanwhile, Chi-Chi calls out to Goku, asking if he'll be home in time for dinner, but Shenron vanishes into the clouds. At the same time, everyone begins their return home. Pan, gazing at the sky, is concerned about the Dragon Ball's return, questioning Trunks on if they'll ever come back. He confidently tells her they will, but only after they master preventing their own problems rather than relying on the magical orbs to fix them. Before she departs for home, Pan stumbles upon Goku's tattered gi. Vegeta tells her to take good care of it before flying off, leaving Pan alone, tearfully wondering if Goku will ever return in her lifetime. Feeling tired, Goku lies down on Shenron's back, the Dragon Balls still circling around him. The Dragon Balls enter Goku's body, and Goku vanishes. Shenron lets out a final mighty roar, and he disappears as well. 100 years later, we transition to the 64th World Martial Arts Tournament, where an elderly Pan watches her grandson, Goku Jr., compete in the junior division, wearing Goku's old gi. Pan is the last surviving member of the Z Fighters, as the others have passed away naturally. Nearby, 2 statues honor Earth's greatest heroes, Hercule and Goku. Goku Jr.'s opponent is Vegeta Jr., the spitting image of Vegeta, who mocks Goku Jr. for his clothes. Suddenly, a woman resembling Bulma sits beside Pan, sporting Capsule Corporation earrings and revealing herself to be a descendant of Trunks, Bulma, and Vegeta. She mistakenly thinks Goku Jr. is Pan's son, but Pan corrects her, saying he's her grandson. The woman is confident in her son Vegeta's abilities, declaring that he will win the tournament. The battle begins with both Goku and Vegeta Jr. landing powerful blows. Vegeta Jr. turns into a Super Saiyan, and Goku Jr. follows suit. Vegeta Jr., impressed, remarks that he didn't realize Goku Jr. could pull off the same technique. They continue fighting as the scene shifts to Pan, who spots her grandfather Goku watching the match. She makes her way toward him, but he's gone by the time she arrives, prompting Pan to believe she was just seeing things in her old age. Goku is then shown walking through the crowd, though nobody sees him. A long flashback of the hero's life plays, highlighting significant moments from the Dragon Ball series. After the flashback ends, Goku grabs his power pole, leaps onto the flying Nimbus, and flies away, bidding everyone a farewell until he's needed again.